And we're live.
With multiple Aurelias.
Are we though?
No.
We really are live. I think.
Are we?
We are. Aren't we?
It's true.
We
I'm
are.
getting echo. It must be true.
It is true.
I didn't mute.
Oh no. All right. Cool. We totally remember how to do this.
What?
Casey muted herself. Good job.
This is part of the joke. Never mind. Commence.
What is this new icon on Twitch? What the hell is this?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Twitch is being weird.
Is it being twitchy?
There are 86 new settings.
What?
It's all fun.
Seems excessive.
That's a lot of new settings. Actually, I mean, we're like earlier than we normally are.
Yeah,
It's
this is
true.
too early.
It's true. Our people, we don't have people, but those who happen to watch us sometimes, they wouldn't
I heard
expect this.
This is
The
what
Greek
they would
chorus
expect.
that we turn to.
We're subverting expectations. Well,
I thought it was called Unexpected Arrivals.
you know what? I'm gonna what? It's never been called that ever. You've never been in that campaign. You should expect arrivals. God. All right. Well, let's click this. Let's click this pinned document the Dora still has here, but I don't know if it's been updated. Let's see if it's fun. All right, so jumping in right away. Welcome back to Lions and Crows episode. According to this 34, hard to say if that's right.
It's true.
It's unverifiable.
It's true.
Holly, you have no weight. You even never know what the.
I set it to 13. I don't know why it didn't take.
I
It
have
should be
no
13.
weights.
You're weightless. You're like in
No
space
more
right
weight.
now. Anyway, but I am going to read the rest of the announcements as there's stuff. Channel updates. The new campaign, Graced, on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Wednesdays. And when I say 7:30 p.m., I mean for those in the Eastern Standard Time, not for other people. They would have to go at different times according to their time zone. The new Monday campaign is coming up soon. Like Monday, I believe. Is rumor has it? Yes? No? Yes?
Yes.
Your
I
bobblehead's
have no
not
weight, so.
committal. I'm not
I-
talking to you, Holly.
Okay.
Rumor has it.
All right, so that's good. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to check updates on new content for ROLL20 on Twitter. Check out YouTube for our previous episodes. Also, a lot of them are available here on Twitch. That's not said here. I just wanted to add that. It looks like this is incomplete, these announcements. RollItSlant.com for background on our streams and a closer look at the character art. I don't know how much closer or how much zoom that website has versus this one, but yeah, it's there. You should check it out. According to this, attributions. I don't even know if I'm saying that wrong. It's attributions. Is there a different way to say it? I don't know. It doesn't seem right. But anyway, we're gonna go backwards because I want to save the best for last. Custom character art and subscriber emails have been provided by Kayla Scott. Is it still, by the way?
It is still Scott. Paperwork is very slow.
I'm not judging you. I'm definitely not judging you. It's fine. At Jubilucky on the Twit.
You said that right.
Yeah, I always say it right.
It's the first time
Roll20.
I've ever heard anyone.
Roll20.net for the VTT, the virtual tabletop we use. It's amazing. The Roll20 Spotlight program that kickstarted all of our streamingness and also others, I understand, but they don't matter. Just watch ours. Great. And lastly and bestly, Kevin MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod for his music that is free. As long as we say his name, which we like saying, because MacLeod. and the Highlander movies. If you're too young, you should watch those. They're great. Anyway, well, that's my announcements. So, welcome back, everybody. We don't have many watchers right now because it's been forever, or my stuff doesn't update. Both are very possible. But we're still going to go into a little recap because Michaela demands it. Also, Michaela doesn't remember any of it and said she won't be doing the recap.
It
And
was
we've
too
really
traumatic.
relied heavily on Michaela's recaps. But recaps aside, last episode, for those who do recall, like myself, who watched it really recently so I could recall it, you guys descended a rope, finding the dragon just outside of the rope.
Oh!
Ah, see,
Yeah.
look at they're all like light bulbs.
Yeah.
That first look from Casey, they're like,
I was like, what the fuck rope are we talking about?
It was.
Oh yeah, the
actually
spell I cast.
the rope trick. And as you took refuge and then finally came down from the rope trick, having fought a bunch of little wormlings and dealing with a lot of damage and the short rest that occurred there, you have indeed found yourself face to face with Bamra the Cunning, who came out of hiding thinking that it would be a good move to come in close, not knowing that Bamra was one stunning fist away from losing everything. The monk Aurelia
Stunning fist.
struck in the first round twice. Bamra made his first save, but not the second. And Brahma never recovered after that. The damage ramped up quickly as the party descended the rope like firemen on a fire pole, running around with a little bit of Benny Hill music and chopping, hacking, shooting, casting. Bamra died, and the threat of Bamra, which was much greater when Bamra wasn't just out in the open, smushed forever. After a lot of crawling through some bramble and the unnatural weave of thorns and hate from the plants and what Bamra had done to this whole environment, you chapped your way back into the labyrinth and found Bamra's treasure. And after taking a good accountability for it, with one person, I'm not going to mention any names, saying that they have their own list of things that needed to be said, so we had to say things twice, 3 times even sometimes, of what you had found on the treasures. And then once you guys have finally came
What
down
do
with
I
the
do
idea
now?
that you...
That's right, we're
And
fucking
then once, of
loaded,
course,
guys.
You did find a great deal of gold, as gold and silver and wealth, gems, pieces of art, things of great value, have a special place in the hearts of dragons specifically, as they love to hoard like no other creature does. And this hoard didn't disappoint, with thousands of gold and silver and gems and etceteras, and a few other things that were on the list and should be on their notes. Past that, you did find some leftover kobolds in parts of the bramble that were unexplored previously. The bramble itself revealing to you quite a few extra little kobolds, and after what could only be considered a Three Stooges-esque conversation with the kobolds, with a lot of arguing and killing and groveling, the kobold begging for its life. And the party once again promising the kobold's life in exchange for information.
I promise
This
nothing.
is unified.
Then, but other
The
party members
party.
apparently separate themselves from what they say and what the party says.
We murdered them.
There was much less kobolds on this,
Spider monkey.
and they were killed. And finally, a voice in the back of Cadaverous' head let them know that there was more searching to be done. And in the area where the cultists made camp, where the humans, where you fought a few sessions prior to this, you discovered, buried, almost haphazardly, as if it were just to be hidden quickly in case of emergency, a small box, and inside the box, the short sword, known as Callus, which Aurelia and the party looked at in marvel, and they wondered maybe we shouldn't touch it. And after those exact words were said, Aurelia immediately touched it and attuned to it. And given the vision she was given, which was described in great detail in the last video, we won't go over everything, but there was a short synopsis on the Discord recently, so you guys can look back there if you need as players. As watchers, you should check out our old videos. See what I'm doing?
It was very
So-
cinematic.
It was indeed, and there was a lot to be said about the ending of Vision. That being said, Aurelia has now gotten that wild look in her eye, and will not give away the sword. The party became a little panicked and manic, and indeed, Cadaverous was like, "Fine," and cast hideous laughter. Accepting, of course, that any casting or act of attempting to cast immediately rolls into an initiative.
Right.
So
Nice.
I will resume our 21. 2021. It sounds like I'm like doing like a range. 20 to 21. No. 2021 the year. We're out of 2020, thank God. We're gonna go right into initiative to start us off. And welcome back, everybody. Here's the Green Dragon's lair. And here is the party. And I hope that did move you.
Oh, there's a pile of bodies. That seems like us.
That does seem like you, as there were
Just a
indeed
swath of death.
many cultists. We moved away the kobold carcasses from this area as they were drug off into brambles for some reason, and I just deleted them from the map to try to lessen the lag.
Load.
But you left
Is
the
there
first-
a initiative order thing?
Well, if I click this, you'll see that yes, there is.
Okay.
As long as you've highlighted your token, it will still be there, even if it's not there.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. For example, let me have it go away, and then once Cadaverous rolls,
It's coming.
Wow.
it's an 8. It is an 8. See,
The old people are
Calculated.
not excited to fight this kid.
and standing in for Aurelia shall be the DM because we didn't talk about who should do what. Let's see. Aurelia's character sheet is mostly filled out here, so I'll use this initiative one here.
Wow. We're all sluggish tonight.
But I didn't select her token because I'm a noob. So let's go ahead and right click add. Where is she? There she is. Add to the order. And she also goes on an 8.
Wow.
And because of the wow, look at this initiative, by the way. Besides Holly, who's ringing in the new year the way she rang in last year, it's nothing but amazing rolls. I want to know how we should break this tie, because this isn't a party tie. Although Cadaverous and Gislin can choose amongst themselves, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally just have. Let's go with odd or even, because there's no reason to roll off. or
Go by
anything.
dex.
So I don't want to do that because it's not fair to anybody. So here's a D100. Now, let's say on an odd roll, the party will go first because it would be odd for you to be faster than Aurelia. Dun, dun.
Get wrecked, Aurelia.
Okay, so Cadaverous and Gislin, you may go ahead of, in the order of your choosing, Aurelia.
Do you want to go first or second, Cadaverous? I don't really care.
First.
Okay.
Can't believe this is happening.
So Jesse, Cadaverous literally said to you last, just to remind you, because I know you don't remember, but said to you 1 second ago, "Go get her, Jesse," and then started casting his spell.
Oh, okay. Since Cadaver said that, I will completely change my answer. And I'll just start moving.
Somewhere.
I'm gonna get her.
So you're going with a grapple?
Yes.
Okay, that is contested, of course. So you roll your strength athletics, and I get to roll my acrobatics to get away, or strength athletics, but she would. Well, it's going to be hard at +7 for her to fail. Let's see if I rolled the 1. I did not.
Oh,
I really won't get her. Why can't she have the sword? That's my turn.
At first, she fakes you out with, okay, let's hug. And you're like, oh, yeah, this is easy. And then she ducks right around. That's technically a move and a standard action. You have additional move if you'd like, and or a bonus.
Nope.
If you want to rage against your friend, it's up to you.
I couldn't if I wanted to.
It's heartwarming.
Cadaverous, you're the next one. Now, you called a spell. However, since we go into initiative, I'm not going to say that you couldn't change your mind so long as you cast a spell.
A spell. Okay.
You began casting, so I can't backtrack what you're casting. But I'd assume that a lot of spells have the same idea behind it. It's magic.
It is magic.
Would you like to
You know.
what spell you were gonna cast?
It was Tasha's hideous laugh.
It was Tasha's hideous laughter. I'm now remembering that monks do have a tendency to be wise. So I'm trying to remember if I
not
made
this
that-
monk.
That's monks, not Dora monks.
Okay,
Not teenage monks.
that is a fair point. You know, we'll commit with Tasha's. We'll commit with Tasha's. She's not that wise.
Okay, could you link Tasha's, please? So, are you within 30 feet?
Yes. No.
I don't think you are.
Yes.
I like how you're like, yes, and it's like 35.
Okay. The target's a creature of your choice. Certainly. Blah blah blah. Duration up to 1 minute. Hilarious. It does say spells DC Wisdom saving throw or fall prone, become incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. Oof. Mind you, it's a saving throw every round. Here we go. Her wisdom saving throw is not proficient for monks, although she does have a decently high wisdom.
Oh,
Failure.
And she
8?
grasps her sword and starts giggling and wraps it in and lays down and starts rolling around.
Tia was looking on in abject horror.
And she's like, I believe I could only have her like it's mine! It's mine! It's mine! At which point, Cadaverous, you have the rest of your turn if you want, or I'm gonna move to Gislin.
I have nothing else to do. That'll be it.
Gislin!
Do I hit her?
Is it sexist to hit her? Is it sexist not to hit her?
Is hitting her gonna make her stop laughing?
Deadpool.
All right. I'm not sure if I want that or not. I will
Take this anyway.
move to here, and I will try to just tear the sword away from her, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and do so. It is, she's unable to take actions. Let's see, incapacitated offhand.
It's actions and reactions, right?
Actually, I have a condition on my traps, so I'm just going to open that up and see what it says. Incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions. Okay, with that, you just give me a DC 10 strength athletics or a dexterity acrobatics,
okay.
or sleight of hand, I should say, to wiggle it out of her
They're the
grasp.
same, so.
She's not able to physically resist, as in to react what you're doing to, but she is able to say that she has a grip.
Did
So I'm
click
gonna say
it.
just DC 10.
20.
When you have pulled the sword from her grasp, and the following immediately occurs.
She immolates.
Green giant.
Never thought I would put ROLF in my notes, but it happened.
All targets within 15 feet of Aurelia must make a DC 14 dexterity saving throw, as the sword does not want to leave its new master, and bursts out.
Dex, you said Dex save, yes.
Dexterity saving throw. POA as well.
Hang on, sorry.
Don't be sorry until. Oh yeah, now you should be sorry. And all of you have managed to fail your dexterity saving.
Danger sense.
Ah yes, well remembered. I didn't. So you only take half of this, Jesse. But Gislin and Kayla. Why does it say not Tio?
I changed it to Tio. That's weird.
You change it down bottom underneath the chat box.
Yeah, it says TOA Wenceslaw on the bottom.
Bless you.
Well, you have to go to the cog settings just in case things got reset. But either way, your characters all take the full 17, and of course, Jesse, half of 17 is becomes 16 is 8. As ice damage
Magic number.
burst forth. Any ice resistance, of course, would play. And if you have reactions, like spells that absorb energies, it is cold energy damage. Okay.
Don't have any of those.
With that, Gislin has finished Gislin's turn. Aurelia's turn comes around, and I believe this reads at the end of that turn. It takes another wisdom saving throw. And Aurelia thinks it's hilarious and starts pointing at everyone that took damage. I also managed to, for some reason, avoid Aurelia taking the damage, but the sword was wrested from her, and evil doesn't care if evil breaks evil, so I'm going to make her dexterity.
Evil's a dick.
Well. But she had made hers.
Remarkable.
She'll take the 8 points of damage.
Wasn't she incapacitated though? Or does that have any
reactions?
What about prone?
Prone gives you maybe disadvantage. Prone.
Do you want Aurelia to die?
Well, if we're gonna have to put her down, we might as well have some help.
According to this, prone has the following.
Nope, she's fine.
Nope, she's managed to make it. Apparently, you can roll around just fine on the ground, which she's already doing because she's giggly.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
But it was an accident that she dodged it.
In the hideous laughter. Oh, she saved. Never mind. I was curious.
Well, she's gone down to 29 hit points as she's already taken damage in the previous encounters, etc., etc.
It says that in the hideous laughter text block that you take a saving throw every time you take damage. So does that mean she takes another saving throw right now, or is that?
Indeed, you're
Okay.
one step ahead of me, but I'll go ahead and do that. I was going to explain it out.
Whose
No
team are
worries.
you on, Michaela?
I'm sorry. I care about her.
Did you roll another one?
We're
Wow.
role playing her perfectly. This is the Dora we know and love.
She's. Oh wait. I can't believe it. Sorry. Go ahead. That's my door impression.
No, she would say, "Well,
Spot
that's
on,
par for the
too.
course."
Well,
Yeah.
what else is new, or some sort of phrase that means the same thing? Let's move along. Aurelia, anything else? No. So TOA
I'm going to dispel magic
on.
on Dorelia.
Oh, you poor fool.
Would you like to link dispel magic and tell me what effect you'll be targeting?
Well, I was thinking that since that happened, it worked in the past for Gislin and I. I'm missing something completely. It says that if you touch an object or a creature, any spell on the target ends. So does that include the spell with the sword?
If it's a spell.
Chat.
What?
Imagine if it were, instead of a spell, it was a curse.
Oh, it's the spell curse. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking those were the same thing. Sorry, but I had removed.
But you were about to remove Tasha's hideous laughter from her.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys.
I like how Beth's like, I'm gonna let this happen.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm playing too many characters. This is embarrassing.
You're only
Tio's
playing
going
one
to
character right now.
kneel down and touch Aurelia and remove curse.
The spell save DC is 16. I'm gonna have to look on D&D Beyond. That doesn't seem like it's descriptive enough. I'm also gonna have to reopen D&D Beyond, as I love to close things I want to look at immediately. Remove.
Is by holding it gives them going to attune as well, or is it like a willing thing?
You have to willingly
Actively
attune to it,
Okay, gotcha.
which takes
Sorry, you guys.
which
I'm,
takes
like,
an hour.
real
So
frustrated.
That would be funny.
you just pass it around.
Oh god, quickly, just remove curse. Oh, now I'm cursed.
So as I thought, there is no spell, there's no saving throw mentioned in the description. So the fact that it showed me your spell date save DC, which is a nice little feature, was unnecessary. So it threw me off.
Okay.
And
This seems to be a
indeed,
Roll20 update.
yeah, actually, Roll20 is now providing spell save DCs, which is a really great for most spells. You just got to remember which spells don't require saving
Yeah,
throws.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
all. I still like it. So moving along, yeah, it looks like Aurelia is laughing maniacally right now. So it's hard to say, but you're pretty sure you followed the correct procedures.
Okay. I hope that worked. And that's it.
There's no need to stay in rounds, but you're welcome to. Jesse! Wake up!
Can we see how long she lasts for?
Guys, let this play out.
I don't
She
have
does
any
look like she's happy right now.
any objection. This is happiness. It looks kind
You're
of.
still holding the sword,
Something like
correct?
it.
I'm holding the sword.
You're holding the sword? Okay.
I want to see how long she's gonna laugh for.
All right.
I'll do nothing but stand there and watch her laugh, as I chew on some jerky or something.
All right, Cadavers, anything? Gizlin, anything? And we're assuming Tio, nothing.
Nothing but panic.
Okay, perfect. Welcome back to Tio. The turn order is gone. We are out of rounds, and the icy burst of the sword melts away very quickly in this weather. Your wounds don't go away as quickly, but certainly everyone who took the damage is wet, if not completely soaked, based on the number of damage you took. Imagine 17 gallons of water was dumped on you. Something along those lines.
That's really cool.
And it was icy, freezing, and hurtful.
It's hurtful.
I'm definitely hurt.
Who has the bag of holding? Perhaps this
That's
should
me.
go in
I'm holding
there.
That's a good idea.
I hold out the sword
Take it
for you.
And stuff it in the bag of holding.
Or maybe
Yeah.
I should attune to it.
Listen, this seemed different from the other swords.
It seemed pretty similar.
Well, neither you or I were acting like that when we... Right?
Well, I mean, I think that's a problem with Aurelia, not a problem with the sword.
You don't think this one's different somehow?
I mean, I definitely felt the temptation to keep the sword.
That's true. Neither of us tried to take it away from the other person. But she seemed... I could be reading it wrong. She doesn't normally act like that, so I... just seemed weird.
Is this the callous sword?
This is Callus, yes.
And with with a minute that goes by and no more saving throws, because it's just hilarious to think that Aurelia is having a fit for about a minute.
You think her stomach's got hurt?
She finally
Definitely.
stops rolling on the ground, face down. It just kind of puts her forehead more on the ground.
I'll gently turn her over.
Don't touch me. And she has about 15 minutes of door angst, and then finally stands back up, brushes
feeling
herself
all right?
off. And while she will not admit that she may have been swayed, she won't say anything negative either right now. She's like,
Does your stomach hurt?
I work out.
You had us really scared there for a second, Aurelia.
Well, I am scary.
Yes, that was probably the scariest I've ever seen you. Are you feeling yourself?
Wait. Just in case you missed it.
Come on, Dad. Are you feeling all right now? Do you feel like yourself again? Gosh, you have the impression like spot on. Little nods.
This is me not role-playing too hard in that way.
What did
You
you
can
see?
fill in the blanks in your head. Perfect.
What did you see?
That you guys were ready to jump me and two people said I should die?
Before that. Did you see a vision? Any
Yes, but
dragons?
I described that vision to you already.
You did, I forgot. I'm sorry.
It
there's
was
this
about
thing
30
called
seconds ago.
Adrenaline rush, and that just happened, and
It does
glad
feel
you're
like a
all
new time now, but
It's almost a year has passed.
it does feel like our last conversation was sometime in yesteryear.
have we searched those bodies over there?
I think so, yes. You can search them again if you like.
Tia's gonna get up and go over there and search through the
Could you roll me a perception,
dragon.
Theo?
Yes. Well, I guess tonight is a roll of nothing above 10 for Tia.
Okay. Who has the bag of holding?
That's me. I still have the bag of holding.
Fantastic. As you start going over to the bodies and realize that one of them is certainly playing dead, and it grasps up and holds a dragon symbol at you, a holy symbol of Tiamat. And in his bloodied face, he's clearly on his deathbed, but he mutters something in Draconic, something guttural like, "They're waking. You must die." And with that, you can roll me an
Oh.
insight.
Okay. Good golly.
And he seems to like say that as his last words, as his hand falters, and unceremoniously he drops the holy symbol from his hand, which then quickly follows and drops hard to the ground, as he has indeed had his last breath.
Okay. I'll go over and pick it up with a cloth.
Okay, much like any spell focus, it is a holy symbol that a cleric, or in a lesser sense, maybe possibly warlocks, and all of the versions that are in between that player characters are better than, but you will find examples of, like acolytes, cultists, etc. It is a spell focus. It is carved, in this case, from a dark wood, a sort of greenish jadish wood, and it's in the shape of 5 heads of Tiamat, but there's no body. It's just 5 heads affixed to a center.
Okay. And remind me what he said in Draconic again. It was something about
They are waking,
rise.
you must die.
okay, Miss I think. And I'll relay that what they just said to the rest of the people. He's dead now though.
Oh, good work.
Yes.
I'll kill that one.
Everybody needs to learn to do mercy killing sometime. I'm glad you finally learned how.
He just died on his own. But
That was merciful of you.
There was no on his own. He was fine this morning. I'll tell you what happened.
he
He
died
fell on all of our
just
weapons.
on his own.
Natural causes. Don't know what happened. It's crazy. All of
Probably
them.
old age. What a
The
coincidence.
dragon too.
Was I
Because
touching him when he died? No.
You can
it wasn't
tell
me.
that Cadaverous is keeping 6 feet away from the bodies, which is good. There's distancing required, but yeah, they
Of
died.
course.
They died. I'm chalking up
Cadaverous
the-
is of an age.
I just want to kick all the dead bodies to make sure they're all dead. Because
Do you actually do that, or do
Yes.
you just vocalize? I would love to kick the bodies.
I would physically like to do it.
Please move your token over there. Matter of fact, where is Theo's token? Put that over there toward the center of the group as well. Okay. And I'd love a perception roll from you as well there, Holly, or I should say. Jesse.
10's pretty good for me.
Gosh, these rolls.
The rest of the bodies all feel like they've been dead for a few hours. These were the toughest fight inside the bramble. But that being said, the party handled them and dispatched them quite early on, then pushed outside of the bramble, had a lot of encounters with wormlings out there, etc., etc., the rope trick, the big dragon, etc., etc. So it's been a little while. You've gone through the place, had your fiasco with the remainder of the kobolds, had your treasure counting as well as distribution and change of everything. With this bag of holding being very, very much weighted down and unable to carry the entirety of that which was listed as the treasure. There are limits.
Oh, what? Our bag's full?
What did
The
we leave
bags.
behind?
Well, all of the well, where is the cash? Is it listed here?
We have almost 10,000 gold, people.
Yeah, so if you go up to
Have
Casey's
what we
post,
saw, but I don't
Casey
have what we
listed
left.
well over 10,000 coin.
Mhm.
A whole bunch of like items that are valuable.
Do we really
some
have all these
potions,
healing
etc.,
potions?
etc. That was in stock of the Dragon's Hoard.
Oh, it's what we just got. Jesus, why do
Indeed.
we have so much gold? Alright.
Done a lot of stuff.
Why
Yeah,
do we have a statue?
Specifically, nobody said that was in the bag of holding because there's not enough room, etc., etc. Looking at what the bags of holding can carry.
I mean, we could probably fashion enough carrying things to get all this back between the carrying capacities of all of us. So,
Probably.
What did we leave behind though? I don't have a note on what we left behind anywhere.
I don't think we left anything behind.
Oh, it actually says it can hold up to 500 pounds. Now, coins are in 5th edition much less heavy
Yeah.
than other editions, so you could technically hold up to 50,000 gold pieces.
Oh, so we're fine.
Since you're well below that, you can use the bag of holding. My apologies.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the sword can fit inside it still.
The sword can fit inside it. Matter of fact, it would be nice because it's been a long time. Can we account for who and where each sword is, whose possession?
I have hate.
I have
Could you-
tendril.
Could one person, or maybe type it out in the chat, who has something?
Would you like it in the Discord or in the Roll20 chat?
In the Roll20 chat, so we
Okay.
don't ever, because it doesn't matter where we put it. It'll scroll away either way, but. And does anyone have any special holdings for those? Like, for
Theo
example,
is not a sword wielder, so it's just shoved in a belt loop, probably.
None of them had all of the evil ones had scabbards, didn't they?
We
Or
had 3
sheaths?
scabbards and we're missing 1 sword, so we have all 3 scabbards.
I thought we have all the swords now.
We have all
We
the
do.
swords.
We were missing 1 sword, but we found it
Yeah.
this past session.
I gave back the. No, I have something. Well, I'm not doing this. I'm just seeing what this is. Oh, I just called it ritual long. Okay. I don't know what sword I have.
the ritual longsword was from the devil's area.
Oh,
That
okay,
sword
okay.
was being prepared to be something along the lines of what these swords are, but they were they wasn't even close to completion. It was just being prepared for that.
This is just on my back, not in anything.
With your 3 axes?
No, you have one of my axes.
Right.
There's still being there.
It's still in there. He shakes it.
So,
think it's in
Silver
here still.
Vein is where? That is with the
Silver Vein is me. Yeah.
Elegance, or the Queen's sword, is with that has turned into Cadaver's cadaver sword.
Whatever, sword.
Bastion is where? Who has Bastion?
I don't remember who has Bastion.
This is why I called for this, because it does it starts fading from our, like, who has what, and
If
it's
nobody
really fun to
specifically
DM
has a
that way.
sword, I would imagine that it's in the bag of holding.
I know that I have Callous and Hate, but I don't know if I have Bastion.
Okay, so let's list out Bastion in the bag of holding. Are you keeping Callous and or Hate in the bag of holding? Callous.
Callous is in the bag, but Hate is on Tio's person.
So that's where all of the swords are currently. You have more than enough space in the bag for the treasure, so let's say that the items that could fit have fit and are there. Jesse's axe is not one of the special swords, although it is special.
It's
to
really
some people.
important, though. So I put it down there. Is anything weird happening to the bodies, or is it all just just dead?
All of the bodies are dead bodies. You've seen
Okay.
quite a few since traveling with this band of merry adventurers,
Okay.
and these fit the exact description of other dead things.
Okay.
They are doing great as dead.
Gotcha. So I did those rolls earlier for the perception and the insight, but I have not done an investigation roll to search the bodies. Could I do that now?
You absolutely can.
Okay. Let's see if I can get a number that's not single digits. A 10.
Well,
Okay.
Double digits. The
Just to let
bare
you guys know, I
minimum.
have not rolled above a 10. I have not rolled above a 6 this whole session so far. That's really funny.
Aurelia hasn't rolled above like a. Actually, she rolled a 14.
She hasn't rolled above a 14.
Well, as was expected, some of the daggers a lot of the cultists were using are strewn about. Their bodies were unceremoniously piled up by Jesse a while back. But that being
Like Lincoln
said,
logs.
their items and equipment kind of lay in the drag that leads to this area. And
Okay.
you have a few of these squiggly, if not terribly nicked daggers. D&D Beyond and D&D 5th edition's about rewarding you guys with the treasures, etc., without going into looting every single body. So a lot of their equipment becomes unusable upon death. All
Okay.
of their cloaks and clothing may have sufficed as leather armor at one point, but they've all been axed or perforated with arrows
Okay.
and have become unusable.
Gotcha.
The only thing of note is that you have a Tiamat's symbol, and
Okay.
you have other examples of that, but it looks like the one that you have is as nice as any of the others. There's no
Okay.
specialty there.
He would be looking specifically for any kind of notes like we found with the kobolds or anything. Like he'd be like a missive or like a journal entry that has anything to do with Dragon Cult. That's what he'd be looking for. If that
Okay.
Yes.
what you would find is a small notebook of what appears to be who to worship and how,
Okay.
and that would be on that
Like
main
this
looking.
Skyrim text style.
It would be on the main looking cultist, the guy who was casting all the spells when the
Okay.
fight was happening. That guy would talk about the greatness of Tiamat, and underneath Tiamat, 5 of the elder dragons, as we're going to use that term because that's popular in some games. So those elder dragons, the generals of Tiamat, here on the world that they are trying to venerate, etc. And there are indeed five names in Draconic. Do you guys already have the dragon names? Or not?
Not that I can remember.
I don't think
If
so.
not, let's place some here, shall I?
Sounds great. Are the names in Draconic or are they Draconic names?
Yes.
They are both in Draconic and Draconic names.
This is like the Jehovah's Witness pamphlet.
It folds out.
Find the dragon god right for you. We can tweet it at all of our followers. Pick which dragon do you think best represents me?
Those were all of the names scrawled out as the 5 prominent generals and the chosen that have been here on this, have placed their claws on this planet, on this world, representing Tiamat and Tiamat's interests
I see
at home and abroad.
4 names. One repeated twice. Is that intentional or is that accidental?
Nope. No, I'm just like that. That's what I do.
Okay, I didn't know if it was like a...
They're twins.
Dragon or something. Yeah.
Because
Sometimes
you
it's like
normally
that,
name
you know?
twins the same name.
Yeah.
That's how you tell them
Or
apart.
Okay. Cool.
That just means you'll always get the right name.
Anyway, Lornian, Sorant, Tarskin, Corvovorax, and Orander.
Okay.
And Corvovorax specifically is written with the most prominence as likely the top general.
The general. The specified general.
Right. But they are also kind of like the pamphlet, if you will, that you can get at any airport, is indeed talking about these as not just generals but rather avatars of Tiamat and the unholy, or in their case, from their perspective, the holy minions of Tiamat that put forth the good words of destruction of all races. That old chestnut.
Reminds me of my childhood.
These names do not ring a bell. They have been so far removed years-wise from the setting right now. They don't mean anything to anybody. They're not historical figures. They are not prominent in the Legion Society that you grew up in briefly.
Okay. I'll put that away in my pocket. In my... Yeah, just
You said the
shirt.
which one was the top one?
Corvovorax.
Okay.
But they were all kind of like more or less equal standing other than that one. I think.
Yes, the 5 generals and avatars of Tiamat. They represented Tiamat. And
Is there anything indicating which color each one is or anything? Or is that is it just
not
context?
written here, as
Okay.
if what was provided to them was almost incomplete.
Okay.
Like, you guys should be a cult, but only this.
Okay. And just thinking about the fact that we just fought a young green dragon, would I be able to put that together that it's just like it's cult behavior following this kind of principle? Or is it like a splinter cult that's like, this is the real dragon? Or is it just like, dragon are dragons are the best, and this is a dragon that is subscribing to that philosophy until we killed them.
Well, all of those are possible, but what are you trying to use to determine what their role in that was? Because all of those things that you just mentioned could absolutely be the motivation behind this cult.
I guess what Tio would use is he would probably try to infer it based on where the amulet is, if it's hidden or if it's out. I don't know, that kind of thing.
The amulets that they had were all just around their necks in smaller versions. The big guy had the big one that he was using as a focus.
Gotcha. Okay. So. Gotcha.
I will say this. I'll let you roll a history based on your rather lengthy backstory.
It's got to be in there somewhere.
Available on OnlyFans. Patreon tier 2 gets backstories.
Good golly, Tio. Wow.
Okay,
this is a D20 and a D20. Oh my gosh.
Dragon cults are illegal in Vidra, and they have been stamped out. That being said, they're always in the news. So
In the nude.
they're always in the nudes. What? Also on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans Dragon Cult Edition.
Take off
That's
those.
what I heard.
Woo.
Well,
Do dragons wear clothes?
The ones that I grew up with do.
Are they wearing pants?
the cultists are wearing pants. The kobolds have reminiscent clothing, but nothing that was all that. You know, they were fans of the loincloth. And Dragonborn are very much about clothing and
Decency.
pageantry. But the dragon itself was straight up just a beast that you might expect. So there was no clothing. Although you wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line you find a dragon with a crown on, because they're just like that. But they're not going to be like, oh, do you like
Clothing?
my cravat?
Mm-hmm. Clothing is a human invention. Therefore, dragons who are following Tiamat are against clothes.
That's not even correct at all. They just
But it's
don't wear
totally
them.
plausible.
It's not against it. Well, if they don't have them, they must hate them. That's why
My
dragons kill
perspective.
humans, because they're like, you're wearing clothing, blah, blah. And they become these raging dragons because of the clothing options that humans have been choosing.
Because of the low-rise jeans.
I like the implication of what you're saying is that elves for thousands of years roamed around naked until the charitable and industrious humans invented clothing.
My only experience is with
And then it just
ASMR, so I
caught
don't
on.
know.
So all of this leads you to, yeah, these dragon cultists are dead, and who knows exactly what they were trying to accomplish beyond the fact that they were supporting a actual dragon this close to civilization.
Dangerous.
We've got all the swords. Let's get out of here.
Us.
Can I have like
Nope.
some time to get some of that dragon?
You have 45 seconds. Go.
I think it's.
I don't know how long that is. Bye.
We can perhaps rest for an hour by it while
I'll go
you
with Jesse.
do whatever you need to do.
Jesse begins a reality TV barbecue show.
I'm just standing there with the bag of holding.
So first, I'm gonna get some oak, and we're gonna chip that up into. And that's gonna start nice, real good. It's gonna smoke it up, right? What you're gonna want to do is
I'd
get a
really
flank.
like some cherry wood, but you know, this forest don't
Yeah, I
seem
don't
to
know
have
what it
none.
Seems to be
Jesse.
just oak.
In that spice bag of yours, is there any narrow drive? Perhaps something to push us forwards. Perhaps out
I've
of
never
this
had
area.
that to eat before. I don't. What does it smell like?
I don't know, but it's coming from this direction.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some of that dragon. We don't have to roleplay this, but I want to extract some things
There
from
was
the
a
dragon.
You-
sniffing towards civilization.
You can give me a survival check in order to try to take parts of dragon. Do you have specific parts in mind?
Well, that's a good question. What's valuable on a dragon?
Teeth, the scales.
Jesse wouldn't know this.
Teeth and
Teals
scales.
with
Dragons are considered mythical. You're not sure what is.
Teeth and scales.
Why don't you tell us what you think Jesse would value on the dragon?
That's a really good question. Does it have horns?
Knuckles.
Does it have a fat dragon
Chewing.
penis?
What you got there, dragon knuckle?
I would like a couple of claws, an ear, its tongue, some scales.
I'm holding back.
So you're talking about a major undertaking as you start to dissect it. Please give me your survival. Survival.
How long did it take us to get here from the city? Not a ton of time, right?
It was
Right.
within 2 days, as the dragon had snuck up into a thick part of the woods that no one was using, and got very, very close to the capital.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we leave somebody here? Somebody will go back to the capital, get a giant ass cart, bring the whole fucking dragon back to the capital, and then somebody else can do this.
That does seem like 4 more days' work than we had originally.
But it'll be over like that. And then we'll get everything. And we
Jesse
don't have to
already
carry it.
hacked the tongue off of this dragon.
That's fine. I mean, Jesse can stay here and butcher it.
With your survival check, you're able to remove the items you so chose.
Oh, cool.
I believe
Turns out larger animals are easy to harvest from. Easier, you should say. It's almost worse on chipmunks. I want to get that tooth. God dang it!
during this hour, Cadavers has taken 1 step an hour in the direction of civilization. Still counts as a short
Teeth,
rest.
tongue, scales, ear, and claws.
Head, shoulders, knees, toes.
That's what I took. Oh wait, does it have a horn?
Yeah, absolutely does. Green
one of
dragons
those-
are
one of those
pictured
too.
as.
Horny little devils.
They are.
Horny little dragons, I guess.
Where is that green dragon? I think
Theo
I was
frowns as you hack off the horns.
This is what a green
I
dragon
don't want
might
your
look like.
horns. I just want one of these.
It was
They
painful.
don't
to
have
watch.
great horns, but there you go.
Little nubs.
You shouldn't
I
take
will.
Sorry.
I will keep on me the dragon tongue, and one of the claws. The rest is going into the bag of the holding.
They just
Bag of rotting dragon parts.
the whole time. I'm pretty sure that we had something else in there too that was organic at one point.
We shouldn't go back to the capital with all of the swords.
Are we giving that guy that sword?
I was just about to ask that.
Very vague.
I mean, he knows that we've found it.
He does know.
He does?
Actually,
How's he know that?
Because he's in
Cadavers has
Cadaverous'
been
head.
speaking through. Yeah.
And he also told me, don't go back to the capital with all the swords.
Why is that?
Well, what do we do?
I don't know why. Probably some kind of bad idea.
So he
wonder
won't say why.
Well, I haven't asked him. If you can hear me, why?
As you wait for your response, please know that you don't get one right away, so do continue. And if one is coming, maybe it'll take a moment to type one up.
I wonder if we bring them in proximity of him, if he will transform or become possessed by them or
I mean, that would be good to know.
or swords.
I feel like we
It
have
would be
no
good, but
reason
it
to believe that
Also could be very bad.
he's going to transform into something else because the swords are nearby.
Well, then he's got to have some ulterior motive.
Is
I think his motive is trying to work out why he no longer has any memory of being the creator of the swords.
I mean, it seems inconsistent, as he was quite interested in all the other swords we had.
What? Why is it inconsistent?
I mean, for him to not want to look at the newest sword that we've found seems inconsistent.
No. I think the implication here is that he wants to look at the swords, but he does not think it is wise to bring them into the city.
Does somebody else want the swords in the city?
Probably all those demons.
There's demons in the city?
There could be.
Oh, remember him saying something about him not wanting to see the swords because he was worried about something he would do.
Well, we'll put him down if he tries to do anything silly.
Well, let's not get... He is the, big wizard of the kingdom. Look. We have no reason to distrust him.
We have no reason to trust him.
We have plenty of reason to trust him. He's helped us every step of the way.
Right, but we could just be falling into whatever sort of diabolical plan he has to do this. The whole memory erasing thing could just be a ruse.
I have an alternative. We could not be.
I think the only way we find out is if we don't do what he says and we see if something bad happens. And if something bad happens, then we know we can trust him because he warned us not to do it.
What if he calls us idiots?
What if we just do...
Well, that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense, but then again, you are very small.
Imagine. Now, little Gislin. Don't walk across the road without looking both ways. Fuck you, Mom. I'm gonna do it if something bad happens. I know I can trust you.
I'm
Oh,
concerned
you're
about
Southern in
reputation
this
too, you know?
flashback.
He made these swords. We've run all over the world for them. We're practically his butlers, glorified butlers. If we come back and do something he told us not to do,
There are no fantasy adventure butlers like from anime in this world.
we are them now.
No one's gonna come up, but then also be amazing at combat as a butler. I'm sorry.
It's good to know. Well, what do we do? Do we just hand one of the swords to Aurelia and tell her to go run off somewhere for a few days?
I don't trust you.
Well, why?
So one of us can hold a sword and wait outside the city, and then have another. I have sent.
I mean,
I can tell you.
one of the swords is in the bag of holding. No one can get them out of the bag of holding.
It's been a long 5 minutes. What are we doing again? Why were we getting these swords?
Let's go back to the city
I'm saying,
and discuss
what if
this.
he's in our heads?
No.
What if he's been in all of our heads the whole
No,
time?
stop talking. No, not that.
I've been bit. You're a zombie. Wait, what?
What is our quest?
To find the Holy Grail!
Jesse, you go first. I think you have a good opinion.
What's the capital of Stone?
This is out of character because Jesse would not.
What the fuck are we doing, guys? I can't remember. It's been so long.
We need
He
to
wanted us-
rescue the gold dragon.
Rescue
Yeah,
the gold
that's-
dragon. Okay. So we were getting the swords.
To go to hell,
Because-
to rescue the gold dragon. That's
Right.
my plan, at least.
I mean, we're rescuing the gold dragon, but what did the swords...
We need the swords to open the portal.
Okay. Alright.
So we don't need to go back to the city. We can just go to the portal place and
Yeah,
page our wizard du jour to open it for us.
But isn't he working with the other wizard?
Yes.
Some dwarven wizard's like, I'm on the schedule today. I'm sorry, it's not. the one you
The
wanted.
wizards are not our enemy. They have done nothing to be our enemy so far.
Oh,
We,
But so
Remember that the party hates the other wizard, even though he only did what he said he was gonna do.
I actually like that wizard, but hate the one that everybody else likes.
His name was Maglin.
you
I
don't
remember
you like
Maglin.
Maglin? Yeah, that's Gislin does like Maglin.
Well, he did exactly what he said he was going to do
Okay.
quite well.
All right, let me just ask you
Another-
this.
One comes through. I'm closing the portal. Portal closes. I can't believe he did it.
So, if he's not our enemy, you just want to give him the swords.
No! What the... Look. He might be able to give us information on the swords, as he's done so far.
Why do we need more information?
Because we can't remember what happened.
Jesse,
We've
Why
been
did you just-
befuddled.
Jesse, why did you just ask that question? What was the purpose of that question?
Let's not go back to the city.
That's not an answer. That's a skillful dodge.
I
This
mean,
is the purpose. Let's not go back.
we could just go to Vin Carradine and get this
We
over with.
don't need to go to the capital. So why do we care that he said don't go to the capital?
But we need to know if we can trust him or not. What if he said don't go to the capital, and he's figuring that we will listen to him and go do the thing that he wants us to do?
I'm tired. Let's go to Vin Carradine. That long journey.
Let's
less
do
time.
it.
It's like a
Yes.
month away.
Yes.
Vin Carradine is across the entirety of the.
Not Vin Carradine. The one with Imperin. Please, he is the one that made these swords. He knows what's going on. He literally may have been the wizard that made that mage tower in Vin Carradine and had that assistant that was in that magic circle. Remember Dearbone, Jesse? You remember Dearbone? He may have been Dearbone's master who made the gems and blew up the world, and we need to know what the heck is going on.
We should just have him meet us at Vin Carradine.
That's an idea. I have
Then we
something-
don't go near the city with...
That's a wonderful idea, actually.
Or we could just have him come out of the city and meet us just like right on the
That's
outskirts.
also a good idea. When he said that, Cadavers, did he say city or me? Do you remember? Don't bring the swords toward the city or towards me.
He specifically said, do not return to the capital with all the swords.
Perfect.
Okay, so we should bring him out of the capital to Vin Carradine.
Fine.
Right.
I
He
think
might
this
be
is
able to get
way
there on
better.
his own, though.
You're probably right.
I feel like
I
I'm
would
saying the wrong
imagine-
thing.
The last time you spoke with him, he said he has just returned from Vin Carradine.
Great, he'll know the way. I think we should get Magdalene and just go out there. Magdalene.
Magdalene. You know that.
Maggie.
It's on you'll find her on the street.
Yeah.
Good old Mary.
Get him. He can be our 5th party member. And,
Is this Magdalene or Imbaran?
Maggie.
Your
Not-
5th party member. As I really is like, what if I could stun myself?
Ah, youth.
Alright. I start walking towards Vin Carradine.
Wow, we were just like.
Sure.
By way of the capital.
by entering the capital.
Alright, let's just go set foot in the capital, see if anything happens, and then turn and go to
Do you
Vin
like
Carradine.
testing? Do you like testing things? Do you like to
Yes.
just ruin things?
I do.
Yes.
It's pretty fun. Have you ever just swung something real hard at something else?
No, because I would get fired if I did that.
Fired from what? Who? Who's gonna fire
From
you?
I had a job before all of this.
I got fired.
I was a professor, and then I lost my wife, and I met Aurelia, which is why I care so much about her, and I want to know what's going on because this is my profession. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I collect it, and then I distribute it, and I would like
Hold
to
on.
stay doing that as long as I can.
So wouldn't you like to know what happens if we bring the swords to the capital?
I really would, Gislin, but there are terrible things that happen when you disobey rules,
Well,
and they're called consequences. And I don't like consequences.
Nobody liked them.
they weren't a very good party. That was the name of our previous party. Consequences.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Do you have a deep-seated hatred of consequences? That's so funny.
Alright. Let's take a vote. Do we go to the capital or to Vin Carradine? All those in favor, raise your hand.
That's that's not very all in favor of a vote. Raise your hand.
Alright. Motion to vote has been passed.
All in favor of the illusion of free choice. Raise your hand.
Who wants to go to the capital?
Yes, I'll go. I'm really curious, but I'm also terrified.
What are we doing in the capital?
We're showing the swords. We're just testing.
I just wanna go there.
Testing the fact that we need to go inside.
Also, we might want to store all of this wealth that we're bringing so we don't bring it into the hells.
Why?
Aurelia asks if you wanted to include Maglin. Was that serious? Because Maglin is
No, I will
likely
not. I will
also
not.
in the capital.
Yes, we need
Not
somebody to
once.
open the portal. Unless one of you think you can do it, we don't know how to open the
We
portal.
have those teleportation circles that we found
Why-
down in hell that I could probably assemble.
We're going to Vin Caradin to go through a portal that isn't open, using the swords as keys.
Hold on. So,
I will grab onto Cadaver's hand.
if he's going to open this portal for us, we would have
Like,
to assume that we
tightly.
can trust him before then, right?
Well, we already know we can trust him. He's done everything
Okay.
he's said.
Okay. So
And he
if we can
doesn't
trust
have a
him-
massive gap in his memory.
Oh, sorry. I got the wizards mixed up.
Right?
Well,
mean,
we can just
Maggie-
contact him.
Maggie has done everything that we've asked.
Maggie. Look,
I mean,
I think I might like him better if we can call him Maggie.
it's growing on me.
you know, you have the ability to contact somebody, right?
Do.
Gislin, would you trust Maggie's opinion of his master, co-worker, wizard in arms?
What does his opinion of his master have to do with anything?
If
I
we
just need him
ask-
to open a portal and come with us to
Right.
Vincaradin.
But I'm saying, why go to the capital if we can just talk to him?
Because we need to see what happens when we go to the capital.
No, we don't.
It sounds like you're not really giving us a vote. You're just saying
I
that you
didn't
don't want to
propose-
go to the capital.
Yes.
So you don't want to go to the capital.
Look, Jesse,
Jesse.
if I offered you a vote of
There is an illusion of
who wants to drink acid and you all voted yes, I still wouldn't let you drink acid.
Why not? I said I wanted to do it.
Because you're a fucking great person. I love having you around.
I'm not ready to be a
Wait.
parent yet.
All he said is we can't bring all of the swords to the capital. So why don't one of us not bring the sword to the capital, and then the rest of us go get Magdalene, store the unhealthy amount of gold that we have somewhere, and, you know, reprovision.
Or we just go straight to Vincaradin, send a message to Magdalene, meet him there, put our gold in
I'm
Vincaradin.
pretty sure that it's Maglin,
I
even
don't
though I
care.
hate the man's
Of,
guts.
of all the things that are relevant right now, that is not it.
Well, if we're gonna ask him, we should at least use his name.
Correctly.
I
because
mean,
here-
can we send him a message now? Maybe he's not even available.
We can. I have sending,
Let's
which, if I'm reading it correctly,
go.
allows me to do that.
to Vincaradin.
Alright, send him a
One time.
message.
One time?
One time.
one time to Vincaradin, one time to the capital.
Maggie, we want to talk to Maggie and tell him to go to
I am
Vincaradin
not
with
talking.
Just
What?
use a spell and tell him, please.
us. Alright,
We haven't got many more years left.
we're like halfway to the capital by now, right?
Difficult thing about
No, you have not left the area because this is quite the conversation, and what we should do has been the focus of it now. Besides,
difficult
the
thing.
whole entire time, Jesse's like, oh look, a claw.
Our goal, our quest, our intention is in Vincaradin.
I will go to the capital. The rest of you can take off to Vincaradin. I will get Maggie, bring him to Vincaradin, and probably catch up with you not more than a day's journey outside.
But you could just send him a message and we could just... Oh,
I can't send him a message.
well,
I can send him a message, but
Geo can.
I have to know how to say it within 25 words.
Just say, we're going to Vincaradin. We need your help to open the portal to hell.
Okay,
See you there.
I'm gonna take out a piece of copper wire,
See you in hell.
twist it agonizingly in my hands, and I'm going to say, Maglin, we're going to Vincaradin. We need your help to open the portal to hell. See you in hell. And then the
Please go ahead and link the spell. It's amazing.
when he uses the wire, it snaps under the stress. Oh gosh, my back. Happy, Gislin? That's a great idea. I just don't like Maglin. I'm sorry.
Well, he probably doesn't like you either, but he is incredibly talented. I mean, perhaps you could learn the skill from him to open these portals, so we wouldn't need him in the future.
That's true, but he's an ass.
That's not really relevant.
My mama always said that everybody's an ass. You just have to choose whether you have to show it or not.
He definitely shows it, and I'd like him to cover it up.
Well, did he respond?
Not yet.
Alright, we should probably go talk to him.
But if you were to read the chat, maybe he has.
Oh, I thought that was you telling us what we're doing. He said, "Make for the main road. We'll pick you up."
What?
What? I don't understand what just happened.
Caleb broke me. Thought that was you just telling us what we're gonna do. What a moment! What a moment!
She's gone.
Okay.
I don't think she gets oxygen during any of this, by the way. Look at her. She's
Why she
red.
turns colors.
Bring it down.
Ed.
Bring it down. Calm down.
Make for the main road. We'll pick you up. I don't know what that means, but it seems like they're already on the way. Gosh, Ollie.
So, just as a reminder, let's bring that map up, shall we? So, handouts. So, you guys are a mere 2 days outside of the capital. In a thick bit of the woods. We'll call it 3 or 4 days based on the map because it's a little further than I saw to any kind of distinct woods. If you head north, you'll get to the main road leading up, at least to Verond. I haven't updated this map, but there is a road that splits from the main road and goes through the Wordestad straight to Dirth as well, as Dirth is the main trading focal point for land-based trade. But either way, you have to head north from your current position to get on the main road. And we'll call that 2 days away.
We can definitely do that.
What are we? Oh. Embarrassing.
So the capital.
To the
To the capital.
What if I say that we're not going there, but then I lead them there?
They're not
How did we
crazy,
get
they
here?
don't know.
There's 2 capitals? That's strange. So, the party takes off. Anything, any last little things for this area?
Well, we're gonna have a lot of rotting dragon parts with us.
I looked for my wife briefly.
TL, I would like you to give me an insight. Ah, yes.
I made it
excellent.
above 10.
Plus 8, so you've got an 11. Well, you're able to store everything Jesse has harvested. There's a bunch of scales, claws.
Oh no.
Not the best horn, but it's there.
Is there a lot of blood on it?
Jesse's a bit accomplished when it comes to removing bits from animals and whatnot, so it's not actually all that messy.
Okay. It wouldn't occur to me that dragon blood touching the swords would be bad in any way.
It did occur to you just now.
occurred to
Why
me
would
now.
you?
Didn't occur to me that this thing that
I say
just
this out
occurred to
loud.
me- I'm. Do we have dragon blood?
Bit.
I
Tons. Tons.
I will
is
take-
available.
all right. I will stick my good sword into the dragon.
Okay.
The silver vein.
There appears to be very little in the way of extra reaction. You have just a sword and a carcass. As a magical sword goes, though, cleaning it is just like whoop, and there's no more blood on it. So
Interesting. Okay.
Do you want me to try more?
No. Was there anything else that my 11 revealed to me, DM?
not particularly, as your rolls have been terrible. No.
Yes, they have genuinely been terrible. I'm worried.
I rolled 2 1s in Dora's stead, so
Okay.
your saving throws were like, this is the best joke ever.
Okay.
2 days passes as you move away from the area controlled by the formerly controlled by the Green Dragon. It doesn't take about 30 minutes for the sounds of the woods to return and the birds and animals, and it's a much more natural setting. Leaving the forest itself, you cross a great plains, scrub grasslands really, and then you finally make it to the main road, nestled between the hills. And I don't mean large hills, I mean like Windows XP hill. It's big, but it's not.
It's rollable.
If you had a sled, it'd be nice. But as the road winds, you find yourself face to face with a few caravans very quickly. There's a lot of caravans are headed toward the capital city. You're headed away from it, and it doesn't take too long to catch up with the caravan headed your way, as well as you have a bit of a better pace. Casey, you have the weirdest expression. Do you have a question?
No, I'm just
Great.
making weird faces.
Well, I understand. Relatable. I have. You guys go for about 2 days, get to the road, move along the road, see all those things, and then after the 3rd day, in a caravan, well, actually, just a carriage. You see a man. He's yelling ahead. Hey, hey! Next to him is like the carriage is drawn by 2 horses. It's a very large and luxurious carriage, nobility kind of carriage. Beyond that, the person on the horse is someone you recognize. Her name is Arabeth.
Oh.
He is one of the members of the Crimson Guard. And they are catching you up. They're keeping a very good pace. Looks like whoever's inside the carriage would be enjoying a bumpier than normal ride, but it's still all right. And as you pull up, Maglin sticks his head out that little, like, pretentious window, and he's like, "Good. I would have liked to caught you a little earlier, but collecting these 2 is all I could manage in such a short time. And they weren't easy to find." And he just scowls at Arabeth, who just promptly continues to ignore him as she just stares off.
Who's the other one?
Oh, no, this is my manservant. Don't talk to him.
Oh, no one of
said you-
importance.
Procured 2 people. That
He
were.
doesn't have a properly prepared voice or character type. Do not talk to him.
Rendering.
He's nameless.
His name is Yuri,
Aw.
Yuri.
and he does not have an accent, in spite of his name being Yuri. Yuri just kind of smiles weakly.
So,
He goes,
there's
"This
just
carriage
Maglin.
is very large and could easily have 5 or 6 passengers."
good thing we have 5 people.
Aurelia, of course, is like, "I'll be outside."
She just Narda runs the whole way there. Gosh.
Did you say nerder?
Narder run.
Narder
I'm
running.
a narder run.
Nerder running.
Narder running.
What does narder running look like, Michaela?
Narder running. God, I get some narder running.
Is that like dashing? Or is that?
A nerder dash.
I'm gonna nerder run.
I'm gonna nerder run.
So, Narder running aside. No, she's happy to keep pace.
Nerder running.
And can do so.
Nerder.
And you know she has a particular distaste for both rich, pretentious nobility and specifically Magdalene. So
Me too. Like,
Well,
Yes,
maybe you
but-
should be nerder running outside too.
but she's also capable of doing something about it, where you would drop off after about 400
only
feet.
30.
Come on, Tio. Let's live the luxurious lifestyle of this here carriage.
And
Right.
after making his manservant Yuri place any belongings necessary on top of the carriage, if there's large chests or etc., that you happen to be carrying normally. For example, you don't need 6X's inside the carriage.
Oh, I need them. I need them all.
Yes, but we can't sit next to you now.
That's good. You can't smell me.
Well, then there's one less person that can sit in the carriage.
Okay. I will give up the ritual sword.
Any
You
bulkier
stand
items.
the other
That's
ones
the
in
only
front of
point.
you.
So, Magdalene's like, so, beyond the fact that I'm more than intrigued about your choice to go back,
You want to see a dragon tongue?
I do, but not right now.
Alright. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, but aside from your sudden requirement to go to hell, which I assume you wish for me to also this time, who would be making sure the portals close in case of breach this time?
I'm not sure we need you to come into hell with us. Just maintain the doorway as you did before. And
Well, your that one's message was more implied that I would be in hell.
It had
I mean-
some, it was, in the heat of the moment, it had some flavor to it, but we were meaning for you to stay on this plane.
Flavor? Do you mean poor taste?
I like flavors that you may not.
So poor taste. I see. Uncultured. However you want to put it.
You all here don't even know what spice is.
I got some spice.
I believe all of those statements.
Old
So,
spice.
what do you intend to do and why?
I don't know if you need to know that information. I think. Wait, no,
We're
I'm
gonna
not talking.
bust into hell and gonna drag it out.
And it's not the one you're thinking of.
or that one.
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Or that one.
Or that one. There's 5 dragons that it's not who you think it is. It's the other one.
It's a gold dragon.
Yes.
That one.
And it has
That-
one head. Not 5.
So probably just one tongue.
We're not trying to kill this dragon, though.
Yeah.
Magdalene cocks his head, looks out the window a bit. Do you mind telling me, maybe, past all of this chicanery?
I mean,
which
that's-
dragon?
That's literally about the extent of our plan.
I tell him exactly which dragon. I cannot remember which it is.
Do we have a name for this dragon? I don't think we do.
Goldie.
There is a name for the gold dragon.
The golden dragon.
I
thought we
don't
just
know
had it in
it.
visions.
I think. Gitzlin.
Oh, you talked to it.
Well, I didn't ask what its name was.
I also didn't tell you.
I believe the conversation with the old dead king in
Oh, yeah.
under Vincaridin talked about the avatar of Bahamut, the high priest of Bahamut sacrificing herself, and that's Nalanesh.
Nalanesh.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that conversation being exclusively in a language that my character didn't understand.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay.
That's Goldie,
And
right?
by
Nalanesh?
all accounts, that is the only gold dragon that has been referenced to you, apart from the gold dragon that Gislin visited most briefly. Macklin says, "What do you think will happen?"
What
Well,
do
the
you
thing
mean?
that will happen if we don't do this is that Tiamat will come up into this plane. So this is the only other option.
As was explained to me before, I believe by you, Tio, Tiamat had already failed at this endeavor.
Well, she's trying again.
Perhaps it's not just Tiamat, but all of these other smaller generals.
Yes. That's probably correct.
Okay, I'm unfamiliar with smaller generals.
There are
Well, they're
5
Quite
elder
large,
dragons. You can read about it in this book, but give it back to me when you're done.
Probably. Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Tiamat?
He starts ritually casting comprehend languages.
I've never
names,
seen.
the names are right there. Look, you can tell that they're names because they're different from the other
And
ones.
yes, triangle, square, house. I get it. Hold on.
It's a beautiful language. It doesn't not look like that.
Look a bit like that.
That's definitely a house.
I've never seen a wizard not be excited about paper before. You seem very. I don't know words, but you seem odd.
I was handed a pamphlet that looks a little bloody.
Yes.
Most of the
bloody.
things, yeah,
Yes.
most of the things we carry are like that.
Out in the field. Yes,
I can't
we do.
help but notice
We do.
that's true.
Your soft little baby wizard hands can't even comprehend. So look at the pamphlet. I'll tell you what it wants. You point to a line, I'll read it to you, alright?
We need to
Tio,
cool
your ass is showing.
Pulls up his pants.
Yes! Theo,
Uh,
I am so proud of you.
We are 3 feet from you. You don't have to yell.
I'm sorry, but that's exciting.
I'm in a yelly mood. We just killed a dragon.
like days ago.
Why would
We
that
killed a
anger you?
dragon very recently.
I got its tongue.
Yes, Imbaran had mentioned that there should be an expedition that way to unroot and re-civilize the area. Likely we'll find the remains of this dragon, and you'll all be very, very famous for it.
What's left of it, anyway.
Yes, I'm sure we're very vicious. Anyway, when he reads the pamphlet, it goes, "Oh, I see. So, who would conjecture that these names are fake, possibly?"
Well, they could be the reigns of a madman because it was a cult, but there was a real dragon, and every shred of evidence for the past 6 months that we've been looking at has proven that this is probably true.
Probably.
I mean, didn't
We
Aurelia
literally
see this
lost-
all happening in a vision?
Yes, we're working with a lost era of history,
Aurelia
That is
knocks the side of the
presumably-
carriage. Stop talking about me.
existent in Vincarrigan. We're tying threads together. This is an archaeological expedition of a sort.
Yes. So, having all of this evidence and all of this wonders, and et cetera, et cetera. So I repeat my question: what do you think will happen?
Well, if we free the Golden Dragon, then we'll have an ally in all of this. We'll bring it back here, and I assume it will have knowledge, as it sacrificed itself before to stop this, on how best to deal with all of this. I mean, is it right to let a creature that sacrificed itself sit in hell and suffer?
Oh, well, make no mistake. I'm all for freeing the dragon. It's just interesting that you assume it would come back here.
Well, where else is it going to go?
Well, this is no ancient dragon kingdom.
Well, I mean, it's better than hell. If
Oh,
you
I
were,
don't
if
dis-
you were
I
given
don't
an option
disagree.
to come with us back to the material plane or stay in hell, you would probably at least stop in the material plane for a little bit. Where it goes after it's freed, I don't care.
An enormous gold dragon? Don't you think it might have the means to go elsewhere?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I've never met an enormous gold dragon in
Right. I assume
outside of my head.
either or neither. For example, what if it doesn't want to leave? Some prisoners, all they know is prison.
No, it wanted to leave. I saw it.
Have you ever met a dragon, Maglin?
No, but
Dragons are proud creatures, and they
I'm
don't
very
want
familiar with dragon breath, which you clearly have right now. Could you
I've been
please?
brushing my teeth. I've been brushing my teeth with any twig that I can find because I'm a man of culture and I'm married. I am not a heathen.
Yep, that's what I brought.
I
up
have
here.
standards, and I will keep those standards.
Did you want to go outside and walk? You seem upset.
I actually need a breath of fresh air until you will leave.
You will not be able to keep up with the carriage if you do that.
Not if you're Naruto running.
I hang on the side of the carriage. This is that kind of carriage.
It is not, although there
I'll
is
just open the
likely
door and then close it in frustration.
there's
and then
space
stay inside
both
the carriage.
with the driver as well as just on top, but there is just a luggage space.
I'll go sit with the driver.
Okay. Ugh. How do you all tolerate each other? I wonder.
We don't really. That's what makes it all work.
It doesn't always work, does it?
No,
I have my companion who which I trust in battle, but let me tell you, some of their personalities are also very flawed and lacking. No good grasp on things.
They kill this guy.
Limiting, really. So,
Yes.
you free this gold dragon, and it then, in turn, helps us prevent the return of this evil deity of dragons?
seems simple enough, right?
No, I don't. It sounds wonderful. I wonder what could go wrong. What is guarding this dragon?
We don't know.
Ah.
Probably some type of devil since it's in hell.
Would you...
There was an imp,
Now, with devils, I do have some experience, unfortunate experience to with.
as do we.
Imps included. For example, that devil we met outside the cursed chapel there. We fought it back, and then, according to your words, it was destroyed in hell.
Oh yeah, we killed it.
Would you say it was a high-ranking devil? I just wish to compare, because what could be waiting for you on the other side of a gold dragon's prison would be an appropriate guardian, I would assume.
Whatever it is, we'll figure out a way to circumvent it or destroy it. Not worried
We
about
just
that.
kind of wing it.
Right? That's fine. That's fine.
And if we fail, you're there to close the portal. No harm, no foul.
Well, make no mistake.
Yes, one gets through, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we know.
Indeed.
But you'll have the others, so perhaps you can leave it open if an imp comes through and just kill the imp.
Well, that's why I brought this one along this time.
It's a good choice.
She's out there.
We know you were overwhelmed by the one or two small creatures that came out last time, so...
Well, the problem with portals is you don't know how many are coming through. 1 or 1,000. The little ones, much like goblins of our world, are likely numerous.
It was a lot of them.
So,
And we killed them all.
I understand
did. We
you've
killed
very
them all.
much impressed in Bard so far. It's not easy to do. What has he had you do? He doesn't speak to me as much anymore.
Why is that? He doesn't like your personality?
I'm no longer his apprentice. I don't just wait
Because
on
he
him
doesn't
on
like
the
your
foot.
personality? You don't have any
Jesse?
spice?
No,
Or you
Imbarn actually values intelligence. I'm sorry.
That's why he
I would
doesn't
like
talk
to.
to you no more.
I would like to give him
got
a
it.
look that just like help me.
He has a very understanding look on his face. So, personality or an ad hominem attacks aside, any other goals while you're in hell again? For example, did your first foray into it shake up a bee's nest, if you will? Are they waiting? Do they know what your plans are?
I
I
mean,
got trapped in a
know?
box.
in
Did you
Too many
bring anything
sure
from
no.
hell back with you?
in all
Yes.
fairness,
Yes.
we don't know what our plans are, so there's no way that they can predict what we're doing. It's actually a very strategically sound way to operate.
That is incorrect. They do know that, for example, you do know that you want to go to hell again. Well, if they know that much, plans.
Well, why would they know that if we just figure that out? I mean, the only person that really knows what we're doing because they're inside Cadaver's head
Well,
is your friend. So,
my
if
friend.
they know what we're doing, it's because he's the bad guy. And that makes sense to me.
You just say ifin.
Maybe I did. I don't really know what I just said.
Well,
I
here's a good question for you. How indeed could the devils possibly know what your intentions are? Did any of you speak with them? Were you taken prisoner by them by any chance? Did they interrogate you
Yes.
or
No.
probe into your mind? There are spells. There are ways.
No, I think
Devils
we're pretty solid in that regards.
And lastly, can you trust everybody in your party? He kind of like nods toward to where the driver's seats are.
You mean the guy in Cadaver's head? Well, we don't know. That's the question, isn't it?
No, you misunderstand, which is shocking nobody. But no, I mean amongst yourselves.
No, I trust Jesse implicitly.
And Gislin.
Implicitly, do you know what that means?
No. But Gislin said it, so I'm with her.
He just looks back at you, Cadavers. Well, this is
She
going
hits-
to be
she hits
a
things pretty hard.
wonderful 2 or 3 weeks.
Have you ever been to an ancient civilization of dwarves? No. Good. You'll have plenty to keep yourself entertained.
Oh yes, in Vincaird in itself, there's a wealth of dwarven knowledge I've been looking forward to getting hold of. But first things first, I assume you're under some sort of let's get it done as soon as we get there sort of time frame. Can't convince you to wait for 2 weeks or a month,
Why?
so I could look through the archives. There's lots to be learned from that culture.
Archives.
But maybe you just mean because you're buying time for your friend to catch
If
up.
I had ill will, I would open the portal and then close it and go do my studying.
All right, I don't know what the task is anymore, and I'm done questioning you.
Fantastic.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I don't know what the case is. Just turned up. These aren't even my clothes. I rest my case.
Well,
You just lucky I showed up in pants today.
well, let's sit back and enjoy these next few weeks of travel. If you have any questions for me, any at all, please bring them up after the break. As we're slightly early, but it's a good time. So, and those that are watching at home, apologize for this ridiculousness, but this is how we always are, so you've
This
got to
is
know a little bit.
Back to what we do normally. 5 minutes.
This is what we do. 5 minutes, shall we?
I'm gonna kill Maglin.
No, we're
I
not.
mean, not.
You're like channeling your inner Jesse. NPC, I hate.
Look, when you're around around Jesse for 6 months, I'm sure that it would rub off
This
on
guy
you.
doesn't know where my wife is. This guy's dead to me.
Well, here we are, back, talking about insect probage.
The creepy crow is
It
fantastic.
was a horrible box. It was horrible.
Good times. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump right back into our game session where the party was being indignant. Go.
I don't trust him.
There we go.
I don't know what we're talking about. But just lead in with that.
You have about 2 weeks traveling by carriage much faster. The horses keep just a better general pace than humans do, and over time it takes quite the amount of time right off the journey. You're able to travel all the way to Dirth, and at which point you take a southern route down toward Caradon, and then finally you have to disembark to enter the trails that lead up to the mountain, as they are not wide enough for the large carriage. You would have gotten to know Yuri pretty good. He's just a commoner from the capital. He's worked in Baron's household, or I'm sorry, Maglin's household, doing odds and end jobs. This one is the best paying job he's been offered, so he jumped at the opportunity. Well, he's like, I need a driver. But beyond that, he doesn't see Maglin all that much, as Maglin is often out and about or locked away in laboratories that he sort of any questions for Maglin and or even Arabeth, who is notably super quiet, doesn't have the mannerisms of someone like, hey, not very friendly, very standoffish, but not unapproachable completely, especially for people who know you people.
Jessie doesn't have any questions, but she would definitely show the dragon's tongue an ear at some point in the journey.
Over one of the over
Not
one
the
of
horn, though, and not the claws. Those are mine.
the overnights. You have to retrieve the stuff from the bag, because those are all being held in the bag. Now, mind you, the bag does have some air in it, which means there will be some decay.
Oh,
Don't bother me none.
It's gonna turn black. That's when we're gonna mount it. Wait, what?
We killed a black dragon. See?
So, Theo, if you could give me an insight with advantage.
oh, thank you. Hopefully I roll something than an 8 this time.
Why would you hope for that? And
Because
I
that's the
think
best
you
roll
will
I've
do it.
gotten this night, you know? Holy cow. Okay, that was close. 24.
With a 24 insight, you begin to realize that the contents of the bag of holding seem to have taken a bit of cold damage.
Okay. Can I infer that that's from Callus?
Can you?
Can I? Can I look in there and see? What does it look like inside the bag of holding, by the way?
The bag of holding has no bottom and has no contents. You must reach
Oh,
in
you think
and
of this in you one.
activate the bag, pulling out what you desire.
Well, I'm like my wife. No, he just pulls out.
Cool, she's been suffocating in there for the entire campaign.
He pulls
She's-
out Callus.
You get like a shoulder, like, I can't get the right out!
Oh gosh. Is this what birth is like?
Oh.
No, he's gonna pull out Callus.
So early on in the travels, with Jessie wanting to show off her dragon bits, this is why you discovered that there's some damage. The tongue itself is super cold and almost stiff.
Oh no, the tongue is on me. I have the tongue.
Place it in the
No.
bag of holding.
I kept one claw and the tongue with me.
do recall
her
The rest
saying
is
that.
in the bag.
Put everything else. She put the horns, the other claw, and
And the teeth and the
and
scales.
scales inside the bag of holding. It
Oh.
specifically mentioned that the tongue was on her because I remember wondering where she put the tongue, like where
Nope.
it was hanging.
He's like, Magdalen's like, that is just god awful. I do want to sample those. Is that possible?
What
For
does
my
sample
charcuterie
mean?
board.
A bit of a piece.
Oh, okay. You want me to do it, or are you scared?
I didn't understand words.
I want you to admit to me that you're scared to cut the tongue.
Are you going to attack me if I cut the tongue?
No, I just want to make sure you don't get like a really big piece.
No, that's fine. Yuri, cut the tongue.
No! I'll do it.
You just asked if I wanted to do it.
No, I told
Yuri-
you.
Yuri, get the
No,
bottles out of the
no.
top trunk of the carriage.
Okay, he can do that. I don't want to touch your shit. But I'm cut the tongue. I just wanted to hear you say that you were scared to cut the tongue, but that's all right. I'll do it myself.
Would you be happy if I said that?
Yes.
I am scared of cutting the tongue.
Well, thank you. I got it, little baby. And I'll cut some of the tongue off.
My 5-year-old niece is the same way. So, after giving him a sample, which Yuri puts into a beaker, and then bestows it back on top of the carriage, you've discovered, Tio, you discovered
That's me.
that everything that you pull out of the bag has been either frosted over or has literally taken physical damage. The coins are fine, they're metal. Some of the potions are a bit cracked and are super fragile, although I won't be so mean as to say that they're gone right now.
Should probably
Okay.
move the sword out of the bag.
I have the sword in my hand.
Wait, don't we have a flame sword? Just put that in there.
That's gonna work out great.
I think that would do something maybe bad.
Yeah, it would heat it up so it doesn't get icy and
Glass
cracky.
expanding, contracting, cracking, unless it's Pyrex, which I'm assuming most potion containers are not made out of Pyrex. Tio's gonna take the sword and put it on the other side of him. His other.
So now you're wearing the sword that has damaged all the items. Fantastic.
So it's like doing stuff to things other than just like being fussy that it's in a bag.
It looks very inactive right now.
How long has it been since I put it in the bag?
Days, as you then traveled north to the road, and then on the road, let's say 2 or 3 days has gone by before you've discovered this, because the tongue wasn't actually in the bag for you to prompt another roll.
Okay, so has hate singed any of Tio's little tail or anything? Is he
Not-
doing okay?
Not whatsoever.
Okay, I'll keep Callus on my hip and note this to myself, frustratedly.
Wait, so you took it out of the bag or no?
It's out of the bag on Tio's hip now. The
That's
other.
why don't you write that down? It's important to have a good, important where things are. Just type it
As
down.
in specifically which hip it's on, or like.
No, just Tio is wearing callus as well. Because 5 weeks from now, when I say, "Oh, where's the sword?" everyone goes, "I think it's." Well, that gets fun. That gets lots of fun.
Okay, so I've got Callus on one hip and hate on the other. Which
Good.
sounds awful.
Don't worry, you were being both callous and hateful earlier.
Deserved it. You know what? Ugh.
Did he?
Yes.
Did he deserve it?
Anything
We're near
else?
the end of this trip, right? We're almost.
Anything else for the
almost
questioning?
there.
We're gonna move to the arrival. Like I said, you went all the way to Dirth, went down to Vin Caridin's, the trail that's closest to Vin Caridin's offshoot trails, at which point Yuri will bid you all adieu. He unloads some of the trunks that Magdalene is carrying with him on top of the carriage. The stopover in Dirth would have been an overnight, and they brought a few other people that are going to hand carry these along the trails up into Vincarrot. We're going to move to entering the dwarven city of Vincarrot. For those who are reminded, this is the home of Jardine, and as far as you know, nobody's mentioned Jardine, even though 2 of his party members are now traveling with you. The main road leads down to a strip mine pit where a lot of strip mining is happening. You do recall that there was a lot of, not that kind, that there was a lot of buzz about your exploits and discovering the underbelly. And so as you just step foot onto the main streets before you're even close to the epicenter, is the noticeable change in everything. There's a lot of bustle on the streets. There appears to be new construction going on all over the place. The dwarven populace has swelled.
We had babies while we were gone.
Word has gotten out, and the other dwarves have come to get their share.
Oh.
There are plenty of new businesses going up, and plenty of people on the streets selling everything you could imagine. If the party needs any good whatsoever, it is available here. As long as it's
Magical
not
goods?
magical. And
What did you
then,
say?
as far as magical goods go, there
Oh,
might be
magical.
some common ones that are also readily available.
Let's get some of those
Such as?
potions.
Are
What
the
kind of
potions-
common things might be available?
Well, you're gonna go peruse and make me roll up some
We have some
randoms? I
gold.
can
We
do
have
that.
some gold to shed.
We have so much gold, yeah.
Let's shed some gold.
Shopping episode!
That's
Wait,
exciting
hold
for
on,
everybody.
hold on. And I'm saying this not in jest, as I would normally say it, because we have so much gold. But we could buy, or pay, probably not buy, that's not the right word. We could hire probably 10 of the best warriors that Finn Carradine has and pay them insanely for an entire adventure into hell.
Do you guys want to sponsor another adventuring party?
I mean, we could.
Not bring them with us. We send them off on their own adventure.
No. I think we need to bring them with us. Just go into that dungeon, set off all the traps, and come back.
Oh,
Oh, I like
you're a fledgling sorcerer, huh? You just learned your first level spells. That's cute. Come to hell.
I mean, we were in hell back when we were doing that sort of stuff. Just a thought.
5.
But I mean, in a fight, having 30 people with crossbows behind you shooting the same thing you are, even if
Just so we're clear-
2/3 of them miss.
I would rather us die in hell than have to go through the hell of having 10 extra characters on a turn order. Discuss.
Well,
Maybe if we hire one big dwarf, just one.
not to
One
shut down
really
your
big dwarf.
not to shut down your idea when it comes to hiring help, but as Magnum would point out, dwarves are not known for their subtlety.
I don't need them to be subtle. I need them to kill everything
what
that we
about
see.
me says I'm subtle?
Yeah,
10 dwarves.
not a
10
dwarf.
dwarves is quite formidable,
Gonna be singing
but
dwarven shanties.
did you not say that the enemy was numerous in their own home plane of existence?
Right, so we need more of us.
But that's my point. The entire populace of the country could
Perhaps
be
you
more
are
than
onto
us.
something. Perhaps what we need is a diversion.
Well, you should send that one in first. Points at Tio. As a diversion, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you lay your life down for your friends?
No, I'm a diversion. I don't know what that means, but I'm it.
It's true. You are very diverting.
Distracting, maybe.
All right. Well, in lieu of hired help, if there's anything that we can use, we should stock up because I can guarantee you this money is of no use to us.
Potions.
Magical items.
What kind of
Potions.
shop would you like to head to? There's a few different kinds. They have regular traders. They, of course, have armors and weaponsmiths and alchemists.
Can I buy a pie stand?
Probably people who do like books like scribe rights or what's that?
Can I buy a pie stand?
Jesus.
For your tongue.
Magical items.
So you just want to buy a piece of furniture? Do you want to buy the actual store so you can then sell pie?
I don't want to sell it. I just want the money.
Oh, you mean like a stand, like an entire like kiosk,
Yeah.
not like a thing to display a pie
stand
with.
for an individual pie.
That's what I thought you meant for your tongue. I was like, what could you put it on that? And I was like, oh, she has the tongue. Maybe that's what she's meaning.
We could literally buy the city of Vincaradan.
Oh, okay, let's do that.
Or like
Can we
some
make a
large,
profit?
like we should buy an entire commercial sector of Vincaradan. Oh, you know what? If we do that and somehow time dilates, we could be billionaires when we get back.
Yes. This is what I want. Magical items.
Yeah, magical items.
Also, just by chance, are there any spell scrolls available in Vincaradan?
Yes.
Could I get
There
another
are.
sleep spell?
Well, let's see what's available at the scribes.
Okay.
Is there anything that's specifically good against devils? Maybe like fire resistance potions? That kind of stuff? What did we see when we were there before? What did those barb devils do? Those were
Why don't
pretty...
we wait until we're at the store and you'll tell us what there is?
The store that you happen upon for specifically scrolls, as that was brought up, does not have the sleep spell available, but does have 14 other spells.
Could you list them quickly?
Scroll of protection from beasts. Scroll of protections from... Oh no, that's rare. Let me skip those. Acid splash, arcane lock, augury, create... Nope, not that one. Detect thoughts, gentle repose, glyph of warding, invisibility is their big one,
Okay.
and zone of
I will
truth.
get an invisibility one.
Glyph of warding's pretty beastly too. You can already
I
cast
will buy
that though.
glyph of warding and invisibility. I will.
Glyph of warding
I can class glyph of warding.
That'll be 10,000 gold.
It's probably pretty
is
expensive.
an uncommon. As a consumable, it goes... What is glyph of warding's level?
3, 4?
Tell you what, you write these two on your character sheet. I will go into all the math and figure it out after the session.
What if
and
it's all of our
subtract it.
gold?
It's not
It's
going
not
to
gonna
Okay.
be all over gold.
Okay.
15,000. What?
invisibility.
All of the gold, okay.
Well,
out
you
of
already wrote it on
curiosity.
your character sheet, so you're in debt now.
Oh,
The spell
sorry.
invisibility, is that a
Second level spell.
second
How
level arcane spell? You're a...
I can hand it to Cadavers quickly.
But cadavers can cast invisibility.
You have invisibility?
Yes.
Okay, then I didn't buy invisibility spell. I just bought the glyph of warding.
You can cast Glyph of Warding, by the way.
I don't have that.
Aren't you a cleric?
Okay. Any other questions about any of the scrolls?
I
We'll move
apparently
to the
didn't
next
buy
shop.
either of these because I have. I'm looking for diamonds too.
Don't we
diamonds
have
will just be in the
diamonds?
jewelry stuff. If you want to exchange things for diamonds, it's no problem.
Got a
Especially here in the
statue, get rid of
dwarven
it.
area, there are tons of precious stone shops all over.
Shall we assume that we convert everything that is currently something worth money to its monetary value?
Yes, the exception being, of course, trade bars, which are of any value you so choose, but it's only available to that kingdom. So if you did a trade bar at the kingdom of, for like 6,000 or whatever, you could do that in at the capital here, but this would only be good down at the dwarven kingdom. You know what I mean? So it'd be a pain. As far as the potions go, let's go down. We have a potion of climbing, a potion of growth, a regular potion of healing, 2, 3, 4 of those. We have a potion of resistance to necrotic. And potion of resistance psychic damage.
Ooh. Ooh. That's the
We should
only
definitely
one
buy
we're
all of the healing potions they have.
There are
Yes.
4 available. 1, 2, 3, 4.
for regular.
Yes, they are standard common healing potions. They don't have the uncommon one, and while a rare one is listed, they don't have rare ones available on street vendors.
Okay, we
We'll
immediately
get
buy
those.
those 4 potions of healing,
Do we want the psychic?
which is what, 200 to
That would
50
be
apiece.
200.
Pretty much, when it comes to psychic damage, there is rarely ever a time where you will find it, and the time that you run into it, you won't have got the psychic damage potion already. So it's like, whatever.
What about necrotic?
Necrotic, yeah. More likely.
We want it.
I think
I
it's a
don't
good idea just to be safe.
Why not? I mean, you might as well. You already have resistance to everything, and resistance doesn't stack, so.
Yeah, I'm just asking for the rest of you. That's why I said psychic. Psychic's the only damage I don't have resistance to.
We have so much gold, and we're probably gonna die.
What?
No,
We
we're not.
buy everything.
Why don't we wait until the magic items before we start throwing our gold at potions we don't need?
Fair enough.
Okay, just for my notes, do you want the necrotic or no?
Does anybody really want the necrotic?
I'm nervous that it's there and we're not getting it.
Well, if you haven't noticed, Tamur has got a random selection of things and is then taking away everything that is too rare.
Okay.
So
I guess
it's
we
not
really-
like it's not him dangling like you're gonna need this. It's like these are just things you can buy. Like
That's
I'm
what
sure
you
if we go,
asked me. Nobody had a specific, this is what I'm looking for. What you said was, well, what's available? So that's what I'm providing.
Okay, so we only bought the healing potions. Magical items.
magical.
So are you talking wonder items or like weapons or armor?
All of the above.
Well,
Those are 3 different clicks, so please be specific.
Let's go for it.
well, what is your current axe, Holly? Just silver,
Magic
correct?
plus 1 magic.
+1 magic. Okay, so that doesn't need fixing. For Gislin, she would need +1 arrows, right?
I already have a plus
Correct.
1 bow.
Is that a thing?
You're currently muted, Casey.
I have
Yes,
a-
you can get,
I have a plus 1 bow.
+1 bow. Okay, so
I
you
could
have
get plus 1 ammunition, yes. Or, I mean, there's a whole host of things that would help that aren't weapons, though. I would be more
Alright,
interested
I know.
in the...
I'm just thinking, do we need a weapon?
If there's something better, we should just get it, right? Just see what there is.
Okay.
If there's a
so
plus
at the,
2
At
something...
the weaponsmith, this is what's available. Crossbow ammunition, sling bolt ammunition, sling bolt, blowgun ammunition. That's amazing. There's a magical club, some magical darts, some magical javelin, a magical lance, just in case you rode a little dog that doesn't get crushed by a building. A short bow. The rest are rare. No, another short bow. And lastly, a trident.
Wow.
It's a
Okay.
tried and
My
true
favorite
weapon.
of all magical items. This magical item shows up on every single party I've ever been in.
That's amazing.
Let's be the exception.
I'll put a pin in. I'll put a pin in the magical weapons
Okay.
until.
No weapons. What do you want to look at the armor?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, Eddie. Rare. Oh,
Wait, I
plus
think
1
I have
shield.
that.
Plus 1 shield. 3 +1 shields.
Jesus.
They have adamantine armors, which are not magical but do have a nice effect, especially in the dwarven area. They have breastplate, chainmail, half plate, splint. Those are the adamantine.
So is it plus 1 half plate? Is that the...
No,
No,
it
it's
is
an
not
adamantine half plate.
Oh, okay.
Adamantine has its own condition.
What
Which is
it? Adamantine?
I'm finding it for you right now.
Actually, I was gonna post it here in chat because I think it's in.
Something about being very, very hard.
Any crit against you becomes a normal hit.
Oh,
Ooh, I want that.
that's sexy.
There's no such thing as adamantine loincloths.
Or
Sorry.
lingerie.
How much more than the base value
Adamantine
for armor
titty.
are those adamantine versions?
They are considered uncommon magical items, which means you add the uncommon magical item list price, which is a small range, and then you add the armor on top, as the armor is also provided for in the price. So, for example, if you wanted plate mail, you'd have to buy regular plate mail, pay all of that money, and then also pay additional money to have it be added in.
What if I... Okay, so I could take my existing breastplate and get it upgraded?
There is one breastplate available. Are you wearing breastplate?
Yeah.
Then you can immediately switch it in for this one, but you'd still pay. It's not an even trade or anything.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I know it would be more.
Okay.
Well, what's the price though?
We can deal with the price. It's not outside the range of the party's gold. If you want it,
Let's see.
put it on your character sheet. I will do the actual gold value because I have to do a range and then an adding.
Okay.
After.
This is okay, right? I can do this.
Let's see the magical items and then write down what we want, and
Okay.
then we'll like.
I'm writing it down.
If it's too much, we'll go through the list and like pick and choose later.
Did anyone else want that? 'Cause there
I
was
don't.
some other stuff available, right?
Unless you guys think that I have medium armor proficiency. I don't know if that qualifies as medium armor. Is it just a
Yes.
kind? Is it just a kind of metal that doesn't
So
matter?
if you look
Yeah.
up on D&D Beyond or Player's Handbook, every medium armor is listed as this. Any kind of so whatever breastplate is falls under a category.
Gotcha.
It's not light. I think breastplate is medium.
Breastplate is. I'm wearing a breastplate
Yeah.
right now. So it's
Even if
I'm-
it regular or adamantine, if it as long
It's
as the
still it's
breastplate
still a
tag,
medium.
it is
You're right.
still medium
Medium.
armor.
Okay.
I'm gonna read off the rest of the items that are available, and this is gonna be it. There is a figurine of wondrous power available.
Which
It
one?
is, the Silver Raven.
I'll look that up.
There is a potion of water breathing at the regular shop. He's not the only one that does potions, apparently. There is a short sword, but they're saying it's called a sword of vengeance.
What does that mean
We need more magic
in the
swords.
context of swords?
Well, you just go into here and type in.
Silver Raven allows you to cast the Animal Messenger spell on it at will, and it turns from a statue into an actual raven for up to 12 hours, and then basically goes and delivers a message to somebody. Within 500
Okay.
miles,
Okay, I'm gonna
Wow.
remove the sword of vengeance. It's a cursed item. So you have
Oh
to-
no!
They wouldn't be just
Really,
selling.
no.
Maybe they are selling it. So, plus one short sword.
Oh my gosh!
No, they would have to leave town if they sold that. So let's go back to the list and do a quick refresh to see if there's anything else. 1, 2. Let's see. There is one bag of dust of disappearance.
Oh,
are we sure it's not coughing and sneezing?
Well, it could be both. Why not both? You disappear, but you're hacked along.
Is that everything?
That's it.
That was disappointing.
Well, I mean, they're
That's-
uncommon items, right? They're not
Yeah.
rare
but
or
there's
anything.
there's still some good uncommon items.
Anyway, dust of disappearance is the invisibility spell, but you could just use it
Yeah.
once, and it's for 2d4 minutes.
Tio, you're wearing breastplate currently?
I'm wearing
I-
breastplate. Yeah.
I think it actually might be a better idea that you take that instead of myself.
Okay, I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll do it. It's completely
Well,
different sizing.
twist my arm. A medium breastplate is adjustable. 'Cause it
Oh, that's
straps
good.
in place.
Well,
Go significantly down from just.
you're wearing it currently, right?
muscles.
You're wearing it currently?
I'm wearing a breastplate currently.
Okay, well then I'm gonna keep my breastplate. You take your breastplate over to the place and get it done.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
not going in and
So-
having it dipped. They
Whatever.
have it
Honestly, I'm
available.
just putting on
You're s-
one. Like
You're
I just,
swapping
like,
one out.
Yeah.
So, 1 adamantine breastplate, 4 healing potions. That's it.
And
I
a
feel
glyph
like-
of warding scroll.
I'm
No,
actually not
she
taking
already
that,
has-
but I am interested in the dust disappearance. Does that make you disappear?
Yes, it's invisibility.
It's an invisibility spell.
I'm
You
going to take that.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That's
After
it,
the
though.
game, we'll write down everything you wanted from that list. After the game, we'll talk about all the prices and stuff, what it goes for,
You
and
didn't want
etc.
the glyph of warding scroll.
I already
think
deducted the
I-
potions from the thing, so the 4 potions are already accounted for.
Who's gonna take this?
Fantastic. They do need to be distributed, otherwise they're all in the bag of holding.
It can be
Well-
distributed 1 to everybody that's here currently.
We have 8 total.
Dora- Well,
Count 2.
2 to everybody here. If Dora wanted 1, she should have been here.
She's doing
maybe
poetry right
she'll
now.
think about that in the future when she wants to.
Are there other places that sell healing potions? Or just that
You
one
mentioned that they
Uh,
didn't have any.
You went to the
very good
apothecary
reach
as
shops.
well as the trader, and I
We
looked
did,
at all
okay.
the potions, and no. that was
Okay,
it.
so that was it.
Okay.
Okay, we're done.
Alright,
You
so
have
we
long rested at some point,
Do we
yeah?
have?
I mean, it's been
two
2
apiece?
weeks,
Yes,
yes.
it's been
so.
weeks. Yes.
Do we have 2 apiece, or is it? As far
Yes,
as healing
2
potions go,
apiece.
2 apiece. Okay, thank you.
Well, we have 8, and there's 5 people in the party. How does that equal 2 apiece?
Because
Dora isn't
Dora
here to
was
take
being
one.
ignored.
Okay.
No. Okay, well I'll give her one of my healing potions. So I've got 1.
I mean, we also have a greater healing
I
potion too.
actually currently already have 2 healing potions. So
Okay, so
Dora gets 2. That's fine.
we have 10, so 2 each.
2
Okay.
each.
I also have 3 diamonds.
You're
for
like,
the
I didn't
just
have
in
to
case
use
something goes
any.
horribly wrong.
Everyone else is like. So
Is
after
there a bank here?
there is a bank. There's a dwarven bank.
Okay.
You guys want to buy the bank?
You cannot. You have thousands and of thousands, not millions.
Okay.
I mean, we have 10,000 gold. That's
So-
probably enough to.
I just thought yes and meant something. Okay.
Doesn't though.
I can see it.
Uh-oh.
I can see it does it. It's fine.
Can we buy him? What about him? Her?
We buy people.
And that's how a new thieves guild was formed. We're just buying people. That's legal, right?
Do we want to do the bank thing?
Bank thing.
Do we want
We
to
store our money
store
away.
our money?
Yeah.
We should just
That's a good idea.
invest it in property.
Do you wish to buy a property here? Is that a no?
Let's buy a tavern so we have a permanent room here.
Is that what we're doing?
I think that's very
Don't
fun.
know.
All in
Any care?
favor of buying a dwarven tavern in Van Karen.
Are we ever gonna come back?
There's 2 of us.
I
It's
would
not
just
about
say,
when,
like,
though.
change out some of our gold for, like, a 500 gold piece worth diamond or something, so that we're not carrying 80,000 pounds in the bag.
Change it all
Whatever,
to that.
whatever it takes.
We'll go with market value for the exchange here. They are more than happy to peddle their precious stones. And any stones that you wish for specifics, you
I
are
mean,
able to
10,000.
obtain here.
What do you
As many
use for...
diamonds as we can do.
Use many diamonds as you can afford. If you want them, they are available. You have come to the dwarves. They live
We
in the
bought
places where
10,000.
diamonds are found.
We're gonna hold on to 2,000 gold.
Okay.
Okay.
How many diamonds do I have?
It's
A lot.
It's unsure because
It's
we don't
just
know
enough.
all of the
It doesn't
Just like
matter.
enough.
It doesn't matter
Okay.
the exact number. You
Okay.
will never go through that many diamonds.
Hopefully not.
Resurrect. If we are, it's time to just hang it up. It's time to just let the party die.
So Magdalene and
Let me
Arabeth
die.
have taken their time while you shop to go try to find Jardine. They do return without him. It appears he is unavailable.
Is he okay?
He just wasn't there.
Okay.
Is likely doing missionary work, as he likes to claim that is his reasons to go on vacation.
That seems dishonest.
I agree. I will let him know that you think so.
All right, should we go to hell? I don't remember
Go to
where
hell.
the portal is, but it's down below.
Walking your way down to the strip mine, you do see a large contingent of dwarves stationed there as a military unit.
Hi-ho, hi-ho.
They are very closely guarding the entrance to the specific mine shaft, which has been completely closed, shut down, excepting for works involving the under area. So all of the mining has been taken away. The rail carts are still being used to bring up and transport, etc., etc. Speaking with the foreman, you are already recognized here and already had Jardine's escort approval first time, and you are let in through the mine. After traversing the mine, which may seem a bit familiar but not exactly familiar, you find that the mine itself has been restructured and reinforced all the way to where a large opening now exists that leads off over to a stone bridge that has been erected to the top of the tower. The middle of the tower has been crushed down. Hollowed out, I should say, and a descending staircase is being placed in. It's all wooden right now, but clearly they are reinforcing the outside before doing more stonework. There's no floors left, excepting the top floor, which is special. But the bridge doesn't lead to the top floor. The bridge actually slopes slightly downward to the first area in which you can enter the staircase and move along. Next to that, they say they have ropes and pulleys and a large elevator system, bringing up large amounts of whatever they need and providing large amounts of whatever they need to an entire contingent, because there is a base camp down at the bottom. You see nothing but dwarves along the entire way. They all have special badges you've been giving them too for access to this special area. As some of them are doing geological work, some of them are literally trying to figure out, measurements and whatnot. A lot of them are military types, and then there's the nobles that are being escorted around and shown this and shown that, and there's quite a lot of foot traffic. When you finally make it through the relatively short tunnel to the large open cavern, you see that the entire cavern, for miles and miles, have been lit up with phosphorescent torches. As they've managed to collect the local phosphorescent material and make small lanterns along the way. And they've done this very efficiently. And the entire cavern, especially at the ground level, is now bright light. As they are placed well spread out. The path to the main mountain is a restricted path, and you have to go through about 4 different checkpoints. Once you get through all these checkpoints, as you've been already given
TSA.
carte blanche, if you will. Let's call it border patrol. They're like off to the left. You can see our goblin remnants of those who tried to resist the dwarven. Blah blah blah. Those are relics of war, and once again, wars of whip. So they're a real pro themselves, and you finally get up to the mountain itself. The climb up the mountain, and whatnot. Also lined with those torches, lanterns. I should call them lanterns. And so it's a pretty nice path this time. It's clearly been cleaned up. There are much less individuals here, but there's certainly people everywhere you do look. It's just not jam-packed with dwarves These people, you could see the foreman types like, "Hey, get a rope over there," and blah blah. So they're doing works, trying to they're definitely boring into the mountain itself sideways, just to see what it might hold, etc., etc. But finally make it all the way to the top, and then across a newly erected bridge that has opened up to the main area. No more jumping for Holly. No more need to fly through the air.
No!
I can do it though.
Of course.
Can do it.
And then
You don't need to-
descending down in what appears to be a restricted area. This is guarded by what appears to be clergymen, as the church has cordoned off the area. There are some magical seals in place and whatnot. And when they see Maglin, they're just like, I see. So this is okay with Jardine. Of course, Maglin then produces 17 different papers that says it's okay. And they let you down into the area. Walking all the way to that strange room with the portal.
Ah,
Maglin and Arabeth stand ready. And with that, Aurelia says, "Not that I don't trust you, but if it's just a scouting mission at first, I think I'll stay on this side to make sure nothing untoward happens. On this side." And you all immediately agree to that because narratively that makes it easy. And
Yeah.
I'm just.
you're like, "No, Aurelia, you go to hell." Wait.
I promised I would protect you all this time, so you're going to hell.
You are going to hell.
Not again.
And to show you the... Do I even have the room? I think I do. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Is this the room? No, that's a different one. I have archived a piece of this map. One second. We'll switch maps in a second. Any questions or any concerns about this moment?
Oh, I have a lot of concerns, but no questions.
Excellent. It's easier that way.
Oh, I will tie my dragon tongue around my waist like a belt.
That shit is rotting.
Yes, it is.
It's been weeks. This shit fucking stinks.
Yes, it does.
That's so gross. You've given it like supports
Imagine
with other leather
busting in.
straps.
To like
Yeah.
save a dragon. Okay, no, let me switch this around. Let's say that you've been imprisoned by some like alien race, right? And this dude busts in, and he's wearing somebody else's skin, and it's like tongue earrings, and that shit is just rotting. He's like, "I'm here to save you." Do you go with him at that point?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You just stay there. You're like, I might be in prison, but I'm not.
He's not with you.
I'm not clothing yet. So
I'm not wearing a skin
your,
suit, just a tongue.
maybe your outfit's gonna
It's-
come on
It's 10% of a skin suit.
I mean, the ear's still in the bag of holding. I could put that on too if you want.
Complete the look.
kind of hat.
What is this, Stitch Fix?
It's like a warning to all the people in hell.
All the dragons.
So there's these previews of each map if you have the maps not archived. But if you don't label things well, the archive has no preview, and I just have to assume all of the maps could be the one. Give me a moment.
Oh no.
All
Which
my maps
plane are we
labeled-
teleporting to? Which
Oh,
level
I
of hell
know,
is
but
this?
labeled untitled.
Well, you may remember the portal room. You had to go under something up onto the top, put your sword in it, whatever. And I remember it. But I don't know what I called it. It's probably not Alley.
I do remember the.
And I have 37 archived maps. So one
Oh,
second.
boy.
Yeah, that's the problem. Way too many.
Well, you never know where we're gonna go.
Because we don't.
We never.
I know. I made 2 new maps for tonight. You guys are like, let's go get the gold dragon. Okay. Alright, I'll find these
I
other
have
maps.
no idea what the other two.
They were going into the capital. Way to not yes and Timor's map creation, Beth.
Well, that would be no end.
No, and it would.
Yeah.
There's no
And-
way I would delete this. Oh, is it just sitting on my...
Is it your desktop background? Share screen.
Alright, so without going... so I found the one you're arriving at. So we'll just use that right away because the portal room is not nearly as important. So here's what I'm gonna do. What I need from everybody is an order of entering the portal.
So do the our swords
first.
our swords are used in this and stay here?
Maglin says that he could easily open the portal with the swords here, and the swords make it automatic.
Okay.
If you want Maglin to open it without it, he can, but it is very much a timed situation at that point.
Question.
And Maglin doesn't know how long that time will be. He's just like, until I cannot.
Question. Cadaverous' sword is 2 swords in one.
Sure is.
You would like to not leave that sword behind. What does this mean for our options?
Maglin says, I think you
Sorry.
misunderstand.
Please stop screaming.
I'm sorry.
I only need 3 specific swords, and I don't believe yours qualifies.
What?
Wait, is it the bad sword?
Yes.
The bad sword?
Yes, it's the bad
Cadaverous
sword.
just came out of you there, but that was. Yeah. Okay, Tio, come over and hand him Alice.
Okay. Theo has handed him Callous and Hate,
Yes. I don't have it on
and
me anymore.
the last one, of course, is in whose possession? Tendril is probably Gizem.
Yeah, I can hand over Tendril.
Okay. And with the 3 swords in his hands, he lays them out, not inside the cauldron this time, rather just kind of arranged and pointed at the cauldron. You may remember it's a big smelting looking thing. And he begins a ritual. Anyone who wishes can roll Arcane if they want to know about the ritual. The basics of the ritual are clearly to establish a portal. Beyond what you understand, the basics of the are clearly done. Yeah, so you both rolled your 13s. He doesn't seem to be doing anything that you don't expect him to be doing. Especially having seen and looked at the rituals in Hell regarding the ritual sword that Jesse still has. Or throughout the window, I'm not sure.
We did not do that.
So,
Does anyone want a +1 sword?
with that, the portal opens, spinning up in a blood red and hot. The amount of heat it's putting off is kind of like when you open up an oven and you want to look at your food, but your face gets like, ah! Which I do constantly, and my glasses always fog up. Who's jumping through?
Me first.
Saw that one coming.
And with that, I need to go to characters.
Before you do that, just Theo would bless everyone.
I know you meant well, but what you
Jesse-
said was
Jesse-
before you do that, just implying that you can change time.
That's
and you
true.
cannot. 'Cause
Jesse doesn't
Jesse's
get the
like,
blessing, but everyone else does.
Fair enough. Jesse's resistant to everything. That's like a blessing.
Jesse is a blessing.
Yeah, Jesse is our blessing.
Jesse was a friend.
She was a
Good
good friend of
friend of
mine. Never understood a single word she said.
Wait, what?
oh, yeah. Jesse was not a bullfrog. I'm sorry.
He will say, "Damn it, mister," and then he's gonna touch the other two, and himself, and bless you.
I didn't sneeze.
He has a gentle touch. He's very gentle most of the time,
Okay.
except for when he's feeling.
Actually, I'm
Irate.
gonna move it away from this map because I don't want what I may or may not reveal to affect those who are not over yet. I would like to know the. We'll just go right back up to the splash screen.
Oh, that did
I'd like
not
to.
work like you thought it would. Huh?
You're at the splash screen, I'm assuming.
It looks different.
You're at the second splash screen, so I'll move it to this one. How's that one?
Okay, that's the original.
Okay.
With a little bit of new in there. That's alright. Sorry.
Sorry that I put you on a different splash screen. So, Jesse, you've arrived, but the rest of the party is looking through the portal. You do not have clear view of Jesse. What you see is a dark shape. Remembering that this portal isn't a walkthrough; it's a drop down. Last time you had to climb your way back out.
Well,
Is this something that happened while I wasn't here?
no, you were very much here. You were one of the people who went through the portal.
Okay, so that was a drop. It wasn't. How did we climb through? I don't remember doing.
Who
it. I
wants
remember
to
just
go
stepping
next?
through.
Cadaverous goes.
It's
I'll go
cadaverous.
after cadavers.
I'll make sure that he doesn't break any bones when he falls.
Okay.
That's. It's gonna happen. Just. If you try and
Oh, my
stop
hip.
it, you are accepting liability.
Nope.
It's I can't display different maps for different people, but Cadaverous, you land. It's not much of a drop down, like 5-10 feet, not even like 6 feet. You drop down. Jesse steadies you as you gain your footing. Tio, or I'm sorry, was it Gizla next?
Theo will follow unless Gizzle is
Yeah.
going next. Yeah.
I just want to make sure all my goslings go through the portal,
Aww.
so I can close it behind them.
Magdalene turns and shakes your hand. Mission accomplished.
Yes. I pull off the mask and reveal that I am the other wizard that I don't remember his name.
Marn.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Oh no.
It was Daniel all along.
Ditto.
I will go in once everybody's through.
All right, Gizla, you're the last to enter, and we'll do this. I didn't have to reveal anything, but then again, I suppose moving you away from the map means you wouldn't have moved. So let's move you back on the map. Mistakes. Oops. And immediately, the choking smoke of the area starts taking effect on the area. You may remember that the heat to this area was overwhelming. The choke and swirling massive black puffs of not breathable air is everywhere as gases just explode in jets of well, unfortunate. And I would like Constitution saving throws from the party, please. The DC is only 13. Okay.
Even with bless, it's that's.
Oh, yeah.
Again, right?
Beth, you have plus.
Okay. Slash roll.
There's
We-
one roll that will change everything. Lucky number 13. That's
Nope.
not it.
That is not it. What are we using for plus?
Okay, I'm good. I have one level.
Plus.
For everyone who failed their saving throw, you take 7 poison
Oh, just not a level exhaustion.
damage. Not yet. The
Okay.
heat won't come into play unless you're here for a little while. It's very noticeable too. Very, very noticeable.
I don't have to have this, right? No.
You don't take it if you succeed.
You made your Constitution save. You take 0. If you want to half that, you can.
Nope.
But you'll break the entire internet.
All right. I'm up for breaking the internet.
I kind of knew you would be.
Destruction. Gotta do it.
Okay. Once again, I hope you're able to zoom in and around this map. It's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
The chains above it seemed to be resting on some sort of the huge example of some sort of force bow, something like the shield spell, except for so enormous it encompasses the entire area. The chains themselves are glowing and they're writhing as if the energies they sit on require them to move around, and they get affected by the swirls in the energy and the swirls in the miasma, which is outside of the bubble. There appears to be quite the bit of hellstorm outside. Inside, full of noxious gas from the lava, which is bubbling up and certainly, certainly making its presence known. You have on the left a bunch of chains that go down into the lava as well, as they've anchored from the top of the bubble down all the way into the area. You cannot go south of here, excepting what's shown on this map. That is the edge of the bubble, and it will act as if it were a wall of force. There is nobody noticeable at first on this bridge.
Well, we should make our way across, I suppose. You two have been here before, right?
Well, we got like
We stood right here. For
three steps.
Well, I'm on the wrong battle map.
We got about right. And now we've got this far as we ever gone.
that chain was over there. Just kidding.
I will start poking along forward.
Yep, me too. That's what I was gonna do.
Okay, please take 1 move action.
5.
I would like everyone to roll their perception checks once they've finished moving.
Oh. Perception.
Doing the looking good.
Those high rolls feel very good.
Right now, I feel like we're on the tongue.
Wait, hold on. This isn't a ability score, isn't it? Or an ability check?
All skill checks are
Oh,
ability
that's
checks.
true.
So I got a 20.
Including initiative, just by the way.
Yeah. Initiative is not a skill check. It's an ability check.
It's an ability
Yeah.
check. All skills are ability checks, and initiative is an ability
Yeah.
check.
26 for perception for me.
26. Cadaverous, I can't help but notice that you're letting the others go as little canaries. Fantastic.
Yep. You put it exactly right.
That's interesting. So, Gislin, you certainly notice, is Tio in the 20s as well?
Yes.
Well,
I'm
into the
20.
And
20s, yeah.
Cadaverous? Woo! As you are all very, very cautious as you begin to cross the bridge. You notice dark shapes starting emerging from the lava. And you realize that the lava isn't just alive, it's actually just looks like a swimming pool for some of these devils.
Oh no.
And let's see, they are very familiar looking devils.
How far is it from, like, is the lava like way below us, or is it sort of like at bridge level, or is it?
You have about a 20-foot drop. That might be excessive. Let's call it a 10-foot drop into the lava.
Alright.
And the ones that you will see are a bit far out, but you will you may be reminded that these things are called spined devils, and that the majority of their spines are on their wings. They're also technically small, so I'm going to shrink down the icons because that just makes me happier. Let's just use the smaller one. They weren't particularly overly strong, but they have some sort of immunity to fire, as they were literally bathing in lava.
Run or fight?
This is no. There's no question. I'm going to require an initiative. Debating your intentions irrelevant at this point.
Line 'em up.
Light them up.
Maybe we can parlay with them.
Don't
Well,
even. Don't
they
even
are
do it.
devils. You did pretty good talking to some imps before.
Actually, we did.
Not many of them. Most of them you just
Yeah, they were kind of impulsive.
don't be impertinent.
Yeah.
And let's just reorder this out. Cadaverous, being as cautious as Cadaverous is, you are the first to need to see him. You can actually only see one as the strange dragon-esque statue. Lets you maybe see this one. Let's even see.
Okay.
You cannot see
What?
any of them. You have no line of sight. So what you're reacting to is everyone going, "Oh!"
Well, they're looking over.
Just
So I'm
lurch into action. You're like, "Oh, they're here."
first off, I'm gonna step 50 feet forwards.
Okay, you can see some of them, if not all of them.
Well, it almost worked before.
Fireball. Wait, what?
Not gonna look over there like, oh no, the enemy. But more like, this is exactly where we're meant to be. I got 50 more feet of movement, and I'm just gonna stride down the middle. This is my house, bitch.
Are you putting on the airs as to deceive them?
Absolutely.
Love to see how well you do. Do you say anything to add to it?
Yeah.
Because just going like this, going, and walking in.
As you
Come on,
cough
good
up
feet.
the poisonous air.
I'm gonna call
A
out.
demon. A devil.
I'm from here. This is my home.
So wait, the gate is closed, right?
The gate is very much closed. It looks heavy and big.
Problem.
That's a future us problem.
Okay. So do we know what circle this is?
Circle gets the square.
I don't
Circle
think we
of
have
hell, I
any
mean.
idea what circle this is, unless it happens to be the ninth circle.
There was
as
a
well.
lot of assumption to where this place resides. No fact.
Okay.
If you had rolled high enough on Arcana during a portal check, you may
That's
have
fair.
discovered it.
Do we know? Did we know who Zaranoth directly worked under? Like, was he
You had a letter.
Asmodeus's?
You had a letter that actually had his supervisor, because they seemed very structured. These devils are very organized, and that letter is available in the notes section. Handouts, I
Excellent.
believe.
I require that name.
It was Lieutenant Captain General, right? That's how that works.
Seal of the Ninth Army.
Drograth.
So,
Fan.
Burglor. Is that right? Burglor.
Drograthern?
Did you
Burglar.
say burglar?
Burglar.
It goes
Hamburger.
Zaranoth, Burglor,
Burglor?
and then
Burglor.
Drograthan. Drograthan?
I love it. I'm just gonna say what you guys are saying is 100% right. I love the pronunciation.
I'm gonna call out across the chasm to what are they like? It's hard to see without zooming in. Which devils were they?
Spine.
Because we would have seen them before.
What
right?
I'm gonna do, because you don't want to zoom in, is I'm gonna give the folks at home and you
Well,
a
the problem is
preview of
it's a
how
very
awesome
bright-
they are.
Oh Jesus. These things probably don't speak common, but let's find out.
Do you speak common?
We're gonna try it anyway.
I'm gonna delete this one because that's not. Did I just remove? I totally removed them from the initiative order.
No.
Well, I have
We
to
did
re-roll.
it! Your plan worked, Beth.
A longer in combat surprise round. Yeah, gonna call out to them. Oh, good. You're here.
In common, right?
I only speak. I'm pretty sure I don't speak Infernal.
I understand that.
Yeah. I'm gonna use common. It's all I got. We've been sent by Burglor. Fetch the gate for us. Zaranoth's replacement.
And now you may roll your deception.
I will.
Did you make your saving throw against the poison?
No.
11? That's amazing.
As you're a bit verklempt and whatnot, you stake this off. They do have a private insight roll. I'll roll to myself here.
Does Bless apply to that?
Yeah.
An ability check.
That was a rhetorical question. Right?
You were trying to help, but it's too
Yes.
late now.
Beth, you're blessed.
Oh. Well, very private of you.
Yep, I know. You know, changing layers doesn't change where the roll goes in.
I had
So-
a feeling.
So they
I'm gonna
all
go
kind of look at each other, and they begin to move sideways. They'll probably likely end up here. Now, whether they've been deceived or not, they will definitely be right there shortly. So we're going to stay in rounds just in case all of your efforts get Jessied.
They will.
Cadavers did say it in common.
Yes.
You understand?
I
Yes.
understand common.
And I rolled such a good deception. You're deceived.
It's like it was
I
a
can't
plan
believe you
all
worked for-
along.
I can't believe you worked for the
Worked
demons.
for all this time.
All right.
Wait,
Guess we
we're
could've
the
did that.
replacement? Oh my god.
Tia was wondering if
No.
someone can smell Celestial on him or if he's just okay.
Cadavers, you didn't say you drew your weapon. You strode confidently forward. Gislin's turn.
I mean, I would have drawn my weapon before, like,
You would have.
I would have had,
consciously
like-
had it out.
I would have already had my weapon out coming through the portal,
That's not a
so.
problem. That's not a problem at all. Just letting you know things that may
Well,
matter.
That makes sense. She's the help. She's the bodyguard.
This-
I do.
I throw Cadavers into the lava.
Go talk
Um,
to them.
One
up-
weakness.
Go talk to them up close.
I will say to Cadaverous, this better work. We're losing the element of surprise now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I will walk to there, and I will hold an action to, not with like my bow drawn like this, but I will attack anything that attacks a party member.
So it's a readied action. You're clearly primed to attack. Whether it's you're not going to
Yeah.
be like I've got you, but
The bow is not drawn, but the arrow is not.
the bow is very ready.
Yeah,
Got you,
which it would have been anyway. But
Jesse.
I will also walk forward.
copycat.
Really would have been across the way, but
I mean, I could have gone. Actually, I could have gone 10 feet further, but that's fine.
we're supposed to be here. Show us the gate, and then you run away.
Yeah, that's why I didn't go super fast. We're just super happy to be here, guys.
I too will hold an action for any attacking.
I just had
With
a
my
piece of
plus one
fuzz
weapon.
wrapped around a taste bud
Oh,
on my
what?
tongue.
The
Oh, okay.
trigger is you're attacking with what, and the trigger is them attacking someone else, or
I'm attacking, or I have my plus one great axe out.
okay.
If anyone in the party gets attacked, I will attack.
Okay.
Tio, as these things have just left the lava, shaking off the lava from their wings and dragging some of their like lower claws and whatnot in the lava, skimming. They're just starting to take to the air. It's your turn.
I'm going to I'm gonna act like I'm a what's the word? Subordinate of Cadaverous, and I'm going to stay with him because my weapon is not out.
Okay. Would you like to ready an action to move when he moves? Is that the idea?
That's a good
Or-
idea. I'll do that. Yeah.
Problem. The Spined Devil's turn. Two more start emerging from the lava. Those two have just broken the surface, and there doesn't seem to be a call for attack. Not one peep from any of these creatures. There's a slight recollection that you believe they speak telepathically. These four, however, take to the air and fly. What's their speed? Probably not great. Probably pretty great. 40. 1, 2, 3.
They're migrating.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they are about 10 feet above Jesse and Gislin and whatnot. None of them landing. The one actually takes the diagonal and comes down to you, Cadaverous. And he does this. And starts looking at you closely. It's got that giant, weird, again with that strange looking dog. Looks kind of like Toothless from How to Train a Dragon kind of thing. But it is looking at you, and it's very intently looking at you.
I just want to look. Like I'm being waylaid by just something really irritating and beneath me.
Okay. And then it says something. Does anyone here speak Infernal?
I don't think so, but
I think my arrows do.
One could, but that's an action.
no.
And so it says something. Blah, blah, infernal, blah, 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 infernal. And it kind of gestures at you. That's its turn.
I would like to activate comprehend languages from my hat. Please repeat. I had a distraction ahead.
It doesn't seem to quite understand the language you're using. But you did say the right one word in their language. So they didn't come up and attack right away. But it's clear to you now, common isn't cutting it.
See.
Yet. It's certainly, this deception has gotten you to the point where they're all within Jesse range almost, so that's good.
Okay, so with that,
Unless
that
you're a ranged
understanding-
character. Sorry.
Don't worry, there's more flybys to be happening. They get flyby, which is real fun. doesn't provoke.
So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to point towards the portal and say, Burgalor, Drograthan. I'm gonna point towards the gate and point upwards, and then I'm gonna step around him. Not like, as if like fighting them wasn't even a consideration. We're just doing something for the big boys.
Okay. I'm going to let you roll deception.
Okay?
With disadvantage.
And bless.
As your non-sex sensitive.
Yeah.
And you just
mean,
said
it-
2 names directly in a row. Just Bill's head.
Steven! Julia!
Well,
That's what you did.
I like how you chose
yeah, well,
Bill's head.
the implication was they're coming through the portal. Let's get that gate up.
I know what your implication
Yeah.
was. The sign
Dece-
language
deception
with
with
the creature
disadvantage.
with wings
And
is
bless.
with telepathy.
And bless. Oh, I would have made a 31.
Yeah. You hate to see disadvantage when a 20s rolls.
It would have
It
been
would've
a
been
34.
34.
It would have been a 34.
They would have taken your hand and escorted you in.
Oh
They
my
would've-
gosh.
They would have made me king. They would have been ruling this place.
Okay, so this time / GM roll. 1d20 plus. Wisdom.
Oh my god.
You may start your movement.
I will.
You can see the hackles of his spines literally kind of stand up.
But he
And he
notably
kind of wheels
does-
around. All of them. Their weapon of choice are these forks. They're pretty much trident on the picture. Straight up a trident. I don't know how to say it any other way, but it's called a fork, and it's a reach weapon. And he did not use it against you, and he's like very much like twisted to the side, like that confused dog might be. Cadavers, you've taken a move action. You've taken a standard action. TOA, your reaction goes off. You may follow Cadavers.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I wish there was a composure roll as you walk by.
I'm glad there's not a composure roll. I
Tino
mean,
has
deception
minus
would be
8.
it, right? Or performance?
No, composure.
as
Because
Cadavers
you're
gets
not
up close.
trying to prove or deceive. You're just trying not to mess it up.
Wisdom
but
saving throw.
I might in a little bit if they start examining other people. They're still very much with this. Gizli. And Gizli
This
goes
is
into
so
a sprint.
No, that's my walking speed.
Yeah, you get 35, right?
Yes, I will continue to hold the same action I did before. If anything, anything attacks, goes to attack. Pew. That's it. Really utilizing the breadth of my class features here on this one.
Etsy. You can see the one that could have taken an attack of opportunity for both Gislin and Jesse. Just all the spines kind of go up. They like instinctually want to pounce almost.
I will take the same hold action.
Fantastic.
I'd just like to take a pause. So this is a situation here of positioning. We don't ever want to see. We don't.
You did this. Half of these could already be dead. I don't want to hear you complaining.
I'm not
Look,
complaining.
I
I'm
just
not
wanna-
complaining.
I'm gonna ping
just-
this area.
I'm not complaining. I just want, for when it does go wrong, I want this to be the pre-image that we will remember.
I'm gonna send a screenshot to Dora.
Before you send a screenshot, just 1 second. The Spine Devil's turn. Cadavers, you started this fun. Could you roll a d6, please?
What was that? How many of them attack me? 4.
4 more show up.
Okay.
Your followers are here.
It's the entourage.
Aha! The boys.
Now, before any of them move,
Holy cow.
in your mind, Cadavers,
Mm-hmm.
you hear what nonsense is that you speak. There's no translation required with telepathy.
Ah, so I can. I can speak in my mind to them. Are they speaking Infernal in my mind, or it's just I just understand it
You understand it.
and can I respond to it?
Before I make a terrible mistake, let me just make sure telepathy does that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it does, but then I immediately doubt that because that's who I do. Anything I think must be wrong. Telepathy. Compendiums. Simon says telepathy. A lot of spells called telepathy. Helm. Does not need to share a language. I was actually right for once. All right. So, what are you saying?
I'm gonna repeat back.
We are sent by Burgado. We have the replacement Darren's come on his command. We are here to interrogate the prisoner. There has been changes.
You may roll your deception. No disadvantage.
Okay.
With plus.
And adding blast.
So,
It's pretty good. Roll a 4 and a 9, and you're above 20.
23. 23.
I'm GM rolling right now. I see. Provide the seal and we will grant you entry.
So what I'm gonna do is, that letter we have, should have the seal on it. Somewhere.
That letter was prepared without seals, accepting Zeranoff's.
So, wait, so it doesn't have a seal of any kind, or it does have a seal?
It has. Alright, so there was a whole bunch of names, and the idea was going to be forwarded once all of the seals have been applied, but after the success of Zeranoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Zeranoff's seal is available on it.
sorry, Tio will nudge Cadaverous
Wait,
and
oh, so... Go on.
hand you the spell focus that he picked up earlier and say,
Ah, yes.
You're gonna hand him the Tiamat spell focus?
Oh,
I am
no.
doing this.
no, so,
Okay.
so no, wait, no, not that, wait. Okay, so
Your
two things.
discretion. It's not like
Two-
I'm
two
like,
things, two
here's the
things,
spell focus.
So, for something completely different, you know the thing we used to control the golem?
Yes.
We have that. Is that an item? It wasn't an item, wasn't it?
That the control of the golem was in the throne room.
Okay.
Throne room itself.
It was the
Yeah.
throne,
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. And
which
so the
we
thing-
brought with us.
I couldn't remember if it was an item. Okay,
No,
so
it was, but it's the throne.
so I have this petition which has a seal on it, correct?
Oh, my cat's going nuts right now. What's going on?
I didn't 100% understand what you were saying.
I said the cat's going nuts. What did you
No,
say?
not that. So we have this petition. Does it or does it not have Zaranoth's seal?
It has Zaranoth's seal only. Zaranoth is not the name you dropped. You just said you're replacing Zaranoth. But you
Oh,
have
right, but-
Zaranoth's seal.
Yes, but we would have his seal because we're replacing Zaranoth.
Maybe
what
that's the
what we-
deception.
And what we've learned is that the person is irrelevant. It's the seal that is important.
You're trying to convince them, not us.
Yep. Well,
I think it's a great
It's
idea.
not.
alright, I'm gonna show. I'm gonna lift because they don't. And this is in.
Alright.
I'm gonna show the seal.
So, technically, without moving the turn order, I want everyone to have their ability to speak and do things. Tio, you're rummaging around to get the focus. You can't just shove it in his hand right now because you have to. You don't wear it. It's not your focus. You're a cleric. You wouldn't put it on as a spell focus because it's kind of blasphemous. But you do have it in your possession, so you have to retrieve it. So that's what you're doing. Gislin, do you have any kind of words of? Because this is the problem. You've heard nothing beyond some of the stuff Cadaverous has said.
Well, I mean, they just had a
about Cadaverous'
telepathic conversation,
Right.
so I didn't hear
You
any
don't
of that.
hear that.
Yeah.
You don't hear that. Just some of the beginning stuff that, with the pointing and stuff. That's you definitely heard that.
I mean, I'm just continuing on the same course. Like, the second it looks like this goes south, I am firing as much and as fast as possible.
Okay. The two that could move on their turn will have moved, and they all stay about 10 foot up.
Oh, can we
So
move
they have reach weapons.
in this?
No, this was technically all of this conversation was happening on the
Okay.
surrender
Yeah, gotcha.
on Devil's turn. I was wondering if you had any words to add in. Jesse, do you have anything to say or little things you're doing? Then Cadaverous, it's going to be a deception roll when it comes around your turn. Because it is the life or death to this situation.
Yep.
It is the final of what could be considered a skill challenge, as you've been doing fantastic. They have failed even when you rolled only a 14.
Okay, here we go.
Cadaverous.
20 plus
You hate to see another not
only 21, which
only a 20.
seeing what the GM roll was, which we shouldn't have seen, we know
The
that
first
we
time.
can
You
technically
can-
tie this or lose this. We can lose and tie this.
Right.
So
In the case of a tie, as you are the initiator of this, let's call it a skill attack, just like an armor class, this is the number you would have needed. So the only thing they can roll is a 20.
5% chance. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna do it public, just in case.
God.
But before we do, no. Here's the roll. Oh, it's close.
It's the 20, but not quite.
So you produce the seal. Is that what you're doing?
Reducing the seal.
Your hand is shaking as you.
No, it's
No,
it's steady as a rock.
And
The music got really funny.
it definitely pauses, looks at it, doesn't look too close. Oh, no. Esteemed guest, welcome. What of your minions can we gut them for you?
Not yet. They're required for now.
Oh, you're all mortal? It starts really scowling at TOA, who's the closest, by the way. It's like, especially this one has a foul scent to it.
the scent will be washed away in time.
Oh, and things I skipped last round. At the end of the turn, I needed Constitution saving throws from everyone in the smoke.
In the smoke. Just the out
The
here.
DC 13, 1d 10, I think.
Bless. Please. Thank you. Alright.
Should have given Tio my tongue.
Whew, thank God for bless.
Oh, a natural 20! Holy
Everybody
cow.
popping.
Well, for anyone that failed, you took 1 point of damage as the strange changing elements of poison.
I got the black lung, Pappy.
Merman. Okay. Well, it comes up to you. I'm sorry, it's not their turn. Cadaverous, it is asking about your minions, and then how it very much dislikes Tio. Remembering Tio's actual race choice.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a choice?
Yeah.
That was the way I was born.
To my historical knowledge, there was also a celestial that ended up being in charge of a place in hell, so it is not completely unheard of that
The
celestials would end up down here.
specifically for devils, are considered to have divine origins, but they've been tempted to becoming what they are now. That just happens to be
Is
one.
that how you...
Randomly,
Aranyes, but it's Irenes.
however you'd like to say it, I
Okay, I didn't know if it was
have
that.
the.
So I'll like respond to him.
Even the foulest smelling and eventually be swayed to the correct side.
Very good. We'll unlock the gate for you.
Thank you.
Don't get too close.
We won't.
And a few of the others, we're gonna leave rounds and list reasons.
No.
A few more show up. And they all take to the air. The ones on the sides don't bother flying over. There's enough air traffic right now. And they do zoomies around everybody. The lead one seems to fly very quickly all the way to the main gate. Whoa, I can do that with icons. That's
That
a
would be
thing.
terrifying.
He has stretch.
He's really stretched thin. He's really stretched thin. Gotta love that. God dang it. It happened again. What are the odds?
3 to 1.
Actually, it would fly to the side gate.
No use opening that massive gate for.
Positioning. Positioning, anybody?
I'm still with Cadaverous.
I see that.
Yeah, we would be.
You have
moving,
freedom
we'd
of
be moving
movement,
up.
but every 6 squares you move, or 1 full movement, I need another Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'll make another.
Can we dash?
If you
Oh.
want to dash,
I
you
feel
may
like
dash.
sprinting would break the illusion here.
Not to mention, generally, when you're sprinting, you're really breathing heavy.
Yeah.
Is that poison?
I've rolled so terribly on these.
I didn't make it that one.
I did not make that one either.
Is
Poison.
Jesse like, I don't even know what the problem is?
3, 4,
I'm waiting.
5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If you don't take a move, Jesse, it's not like the air isn't there. You'll still need to roll.
Okay.
It's not.
Wait, hold on. Can we hold our breath? You can hold your breath, right?
You can hold your breath.
Is that
Probably-
so? That's what's like us inhaling this is what's causing us to take damage. So I would just hold my breath.
Yeah, can we have been holding our breath for not the last one that we just took down for, but now this one.
This 4 damage is applied. You guys have rolled your saving throws.
Yeah,
if you
I
want to
understand
start
that.
holding
I
your
mean,
breath,
we can hold our breath for
just
like
to let you know
15 rounds.
what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can hold your breath without.
It's Jesse.
I'm holding my breath right now.
Unverifiable. So
No, I mean, I really am. I'm exhaling, but I'm not inhaling.
You're not even talking.
Oh my god. It's Django, the hell dog.
Hey.
Hellhound.
He's
Hellhound.
so cute.
Hellhound Django.
Django's unchained.
Oh, they're saying your name.
Yeah, so the intention is to keep moving up until we get
That's what
to
the spine devils look like.
Can we get there with our hell breath?
Yes, everyone's constitution is not 0, so you're fine.
Excellent. So can I move all the way up there now?
Yes.
We actually are able to move all the way up.
Yeah, you guys can move freely now.
Alright.
You decided not to breathe in the poison.
How long do we get to hold our breath for?
A number of rounds
we
equal
die.
to something.
It's a long time. It's like a crazy amount of time.
It is a lot of rounds.
Let's just not even go Google it because it just doesn't matter. We're not even close.
Well, I'll have
It's
to
like a
look
number.
at it.
It's like a number of minutes equals to your like Constitution modifier.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
The spine devil is looking on the other side of this gate. This is still a very tall gate. It's about 10 foot plus. And on the other side is a little imp. And they seem to be just staring at each other. And then the imp just kind of nods and puts this giant key as it flies up and has to climb onto the gate and hold onto the gate to insert it. And you hear this heavy, metallic, rusty almost sounding, squeaky turn, and you can hear a little imp just turning a key, like, and finally, with a metallic release, the gate, and this gate starts rising slowly. As you can now hear, deeper into the room, there must be some people toiling over what can only be described as a wheel and a chain and a pulley, etc., rising the gate. The block and tackle, if you will. The gate rises. The imp says, "Ah, yes, new lords, not devilkin. What manner of illusion is this?"
There is no illusion.
Mind you, this is all in Infernal, but since your comprehend languages is going well,
It is.
you speak back in Common.
Mm-hmm. I do.
He kind of switches to Common. Ow. I didn't even taught you right. At least you understand a little bit. I like
We
that.
are. Thank you. We are not Devilkin. We are not taught as Devilkin would be, but we are more than capable, which is why we've been given this position. Unless you think you know better than
Yeah.
Burglor. Do you? I
Huh?
could raise your concerns to him personally.
Who galore?
Burglor.
Are you saying his name right? Oh, that's an insult. I'm gonna have to tell him.
Burl galore. Burl galore.
Burglor. Sorry, there was an L stuck way back in my throat.
You're struggling. I can't wait to let them know. I'm gonna write a letter. This way, this way, this way. Who will be entering the chamber?
We all will.
Oh, you're gonna startle it. Oh.
Then you best make sure you're not there with us.
Are you holding any charms or safety measures? You know the fires get hot.
We are more than capable of surviving a little bit of fire.
Not a lot, but a little.
He just purses his little imp lips.
Just a little bit.
This way, so. And he starts waddling down past all of these other imps that are toiling away at the. It's still rising. It's like one of these please rise faster. It's taken forever.
Boys,
Finally
Rory's
able to-
free. You can probably just let it down now. It's cool.
And you're brought through some arched hallways. Arched hallways with all of the structures continuing on into the ceiling, and then I should say support structures. As the hallway it starts, you're clearly making a large circle, something like the interior of a sporting coliseum or the Roman Colosseum. We're going to use the word Colosseum, as is the appropriate. You begin to ascend some steps.
We go. Sorry to interrupt, but am I recognizing anything from my particular experience with the sword? When I met the pit fiend.
Which version did I give you?
I had the one
Mhm.
where I was in the bone pit with the pit fiend.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Lastly, cadavers did speak while still outside, so please give me a Constitution
Make-
saving throw.
One more. I will succeed.
I believe in you. I don't, though. I do. I don't. Jesse didn't
do.
speak. You're fine. You didn't need to roll.
Oh.
Only
She just breathed in because she could.
She's
God, I'm starting to like this
Sulfur smell.
sulfur.
Reminds me of eggs.
as you move
Just
into
an
the
egg.
as
I
you
love
move into the
eggs.
facility, the literally the sulfur of lava and the poisonous gases that were expelled are much less. You are no longer taking damage. You can breathe normally, and you didn't hold your breath so long that it's difficult, but it is a relief, of course, to start breathing again. You're led up some stairs. As you ascend, you finally come to a black room, and I mean the kind of stone has changed from regular burnt stone to obsidian. It's shiny. And in the middle, part of the brickwork appears to be what appears. It looks like a spiral of an arcane nature. And in the middle of the spiral, floating above it at about 5 foot, is a black little flame. And he goes, the portal.
I would like to just take a look at the arcane generalness. Is there anything I can glean from it by looking at it?
You may indeed.
Could I help you with this?
Of course. Don't need it. Don't need your help. Stay away.
Tio starts talking and then Cadaver shuts him up. Like,
It is very,
Right, servant.
it is very similar to the exterior of the portal that you just came through. It's wreathed in flame, except for this one doesn't have an interior that's free of that, so it looks painful to go through.
Turn to the party.
This one might come through if you want.
Cadavers. Unless anybody is stopping him. Slow mo.
And a little
No
imp,
idea what's going on, but
a little imp has grabbed your hand. It says, "I thought you said you were protected."
Oh, my understanding was dragonfire was your reference.
Yes. If you can't make it through this,
Oh, we can make
that's
it
what
through
we're going to.
We'll be fine. Going through.
He just grins and pats you on the hand. Okay. This is a Constitution saving throw, but
Okay.
it will be fire damage.
Okay.
The DC is 15 because you are exposing yourself willingly.
18.
Then you will take half of this.
All you hear is a second hot, 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 hot.
Also, your magnificent beard, right? Could you roll
Not
me?
magnificent. It's just
Could you roll me a
well
percentage?
kept.
Oh!
Not the beard!
29% of your beard has singed away in a patchwork fashion.
Oh, no!
I only took 6 damage.
Yes, but you put your
Yeah,
face
but
in
five of it was from your beard.
So, your beard is notably singed, etc., etc. Cadaverous has entered.
To keep up the ruse, Tio will follow with meditation.
Tio, you may roll your
Goddamn
Constitution
right.
saving throw.
If you want the full-time position, you better be.
Tio, take the full 4 points of damage.
Okay, thank you. Alright.
Your full damage is less than my half damage.
Your tail okay? Is his little
I
tail
look
okay?
at Gislin.
It just goes like this to you.
Wait,
You're
what?
making the Doge face somehow.
What did you say you were doing to Gislin?
I was just looking at you.
Oh.
You know, like normal, like, this is what we're doing.
Just sort of shrug, and I'll tie my hair back up a little bit. I will go through.
Constitution saving throw. 13 for you.
She's got blessed.
I have bless
That's
still.
true.
Yeah.
Is Bless still on?
Does
I could be
T-
mean and say the physical manifestation of bless is little angels, and it's like, what the fuck is this?
We're in deep cover. Well, but I mean, Tio's been taking damage, right? So
this is the
Tio
newest
needs to
model.
concentrate save, like,
Oh, that's
anytime Tio takes damage, right?
I think bless was concentration.
Bless is definitely
I think
concentration.
blessed is definitely concentration.
I totally blanked on that then. Let's link bless.
Oh, I'm actually about to cast it. Hang on. Yes, it is concentration.
Oh,
Should I roll
Yeah.
3 rolls or should I roll? Because I did.
no, damn mistake. I will not punish you for.
Would it change if I went through
You
a
weren't
portal
being
to somewhere
dishonest.
else?
If it was Beth, it was clearly dishonest. But
Oh gosh.
you can go ahead and roll the 1 right now.
I just don't like it when Beth does anything. You're southern in my angry thoughts.
I live in the south.
He's literally is southern.
Oh,
I'm not
well, there we go.
He was determined to hold
Can
this
tell from
ruse
this
up.
thing.
Concentrated. I will go through as well.
My save was a
Half damage.
17, so
Half the damage for you,
6.
this one?
6. I like how
This is,
we were just so committed to keeping this true. We just strode into shit that we probably wouldn't have normally done. But
half of 14?
yes.
I can't believe I took 4 damage. Like that's embarrassing.
Yep. Jesse just took 7, and Jesse resisted it. So,
He was like, I found my people.
you find yourselves on the interior of Colosseum, with those arched, overlooking windows, as if you were in box seating almost. You see 100 of these encircling a huge area, except those without dark vision.
Oops.
Those without dark vision see nothing.
Not our mouthpiece.
I see nothing.
As the last of you show up in this room, or I'm sorry, in this almost hallway of small rooms, where you can step down and overlook whatever might be in the center. Gislin, you've had a vision of this place. You've interacted with this place. You hear in the distance a bit of fluttered flap of little wings, as apparently there are some additional imps on this side of things. Beyond that, you hear a great inhalation. We're going to stop this game a little early today. Leave it off right here. Do you have any questions about what I've described to you? Would you like a little more about that? That's not a problem. but we won't have any actions beyond what we've done.
Ah!
Do I
Nice.
know, since I've seen this place before, where are we in relationship to where the dragon is?
Your dark vision is 60 foot,
90 feet,
90 feet.
I think.
It's longer because
Yes, umbral sight, yeah, so
You can see the
90
dragon.
feet.
As far as your perspective goes, you are on the 3rd floor of rows of these same little alcoves, viewing alcoves, let's call them that. Looking down at this thing, it is about 60 feet away down at the bottom. You can see it chained where it lay. Its desiccated corpse, not corpse, but I should say
Brain.
gaunt
Body.
body. It looks like it's frail and decrepit, yet somehow being forced to endure and kept alive. Whether it's an immortal or whether it's some sort of torturing thing is of course, to decide. But you don't see any of the imps. If they're nearby, they're certainly not visible. And you're guessing, since you're about 60 feet from it, anywhere in the facility will be about 60 feet from it. Even if you round this long area, it's just, stadium. It's a much smaller version, but yes. And it's a large creature. So 60 feet from its edge on one side doesn't mean it's 60 foot to the dead center.
Is it actually a large creature mechanically, or is it a...
It would be I
Gargantuan?
don't think they have colossal anymore. Gargantuan, I believe it's called.
Okay, so I mean, it's like big fuck off dragon.
Right. It's the one that you tell people about that no one's like, that doesn't even exist. But fuck. Oh yeah.
But
I
this
have a
is the one you
question
can take pictures with.
regarding Casey's previous. So when you were here, it was like just a vision, right? Or could you interact with things?
Yes and yes.
I don't remember the specifics, but I seem to remember. Did you speak to it at all?
I spoke to an imp, I know that. I did say something to the dragon that I said
I
would
thought
be
you
coming
said-
back.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I'm wondering if you can, because if we just say, "Yo, baby, we're here to save you," the imps are gonna be like, "Nah, bitch." That's exactly what they'll say.
That's yeah, bitch.
I mean, it'll recognize me. It hasn't
Exactly,
seen
but-
fucking anyone for bajillions of years. I'm sure it recognizes
Well,
the face
well,
of me.
Well,
The thing that
also-
was like, have hope, so everything hurts more for a little while.
Well, that's the point, right? If we can bring attention to the fact that I'm here, I said I would be.
We still have no idea how to free you, but I'm here now and can die, so all hope is lost.
Yes.
I mean,
But,
Jesse can break any chain.
Well, but the point is that it won't breathe fire on us if it thinks that you're on its side. Maybe it won't.
Remember the order of people who entered.
Yeah.
Okay, just wondering.
Yep. But it was only like 6 seconds total, right? So unless this thing was like prepared, fucking mouth open, exactly where it would come out, fire just primed up, ready to burn.
I mean, it's not gonna... I mean, there wouldn't be imps in here if it was just constantly breathing fire trying to kill everything in here, right? Imps are not that
Unless only immune to fire imps are here. But I don't think those exist.
Well, you know what? We won't
Spine
find
devils
out
were
any
immune.
more tonight.
Correct. I want to
Yeah.
do a special thanks for those who decided to watch the stream. It's been a long time since we've streamed. Life happened, holidays happened, craziness happened. But we're dead. And hope to
hollered
see
a little.
you guys again, and maybe a few more of you. Tell people, etc., etc. Thanks for Kevin for his one song that I've played on repeat forever. And unless it's changed with the map, which I
No,
do
it
have a
did.
few
You have 2 songs today.
well.
Tenebris Brothers Carnival?
Tenebris Brothers. I always said Tenebris, but
Sure.
maybe.
Your guess is as good as mine.
What was the other? Probably anxiety. By Kevin McLeod.
We do
Check
have
out
one
Kevin's
follow.
stuff on his internet.
There's one follow.
Oh, that's amazing. All right.
Alex
Camel?
Churmich, who I think also is from Plot Points 5e, who gave us a what are they called? Rating with 15 people. So thank you all for checking us out, and if you stayed, thanks. We stream Thursdays, Wednesdays, and Mondays, all at 7:30 Eastern Time. So check us out. And everybody go check out Plot Points. I don't know how quite you get there, but I'm sure they have a channel that you can get to through the little thing.
Twitch.tv/pop15e.
Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
Wow.
Finger guns. Oh, and lastly, and
Promo.
officially, and on stream. Hell of a deception there.
Oh yeah.
You have gained a DM inspiration. Bravo.
Aww.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I was not expecting that.
I
At
was
all.
like,
That was
any minute
amazing.
now. It's falling apart. Any second now.
God, they rolled so badly. Like you rolled a 14, I like rolled a 5. I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that-
you do have plus 11,
I do have
right?
plus 11,
So with
yeah.
Blast, the minimum you could roll is 13.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
but you chose not to roll minimums.
Yeah.
Chose to
Yours
roll
was perfect.
31s,
Yeah.
which weren't used, but anyway, those were still impressive.
It is good. I bet that saved us a
also-
whole lot of resources.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, there would have been a D6 of a D6 a round of these little guys until you cross the bridge.
Wait, how many is this? Let's just count.
And also theoretically we could get Aurelia in with us next
13?
session. She's not here. She's not back until.
We've got
Okay,
weeks,
for
so.
Okay, so we're doing
Yeah,
this
yeah.
without her. Okay. All right. Cool.
What are you gonna try to
Gosh.
stun the big dragon? Whack.
Well, no, I was just thinking like, if she was here next week, we can just send an impound and say we got another one coming, escort her through. But no, she's not gonna be here, so it's fine. Yeah,
Well,
that would have been a hard fight with only 4 people.
Yeah.
Like just the amount of them, that would have been rough.
well, considering their hit points, it's possible to one-hit them with some of the players here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna have it be a wave issue.
Yeah.
It would have been an interesting mechanic. At one point, both Gislin and Jesse were off on they were a little forward, and had it broke down at that moment, Tio and Cadavras was in a world of hurt.
Yeah, well, my intention at that point would just be like, invisibility to both of us, and we're just legging it. The problem is that every round you breathe in that fucking poison, which gives concentration checks. So,
Or you
That's-
hold your breath.
yep.
That was a brilliant mid-bridge decision.
But then you get to the other side, and then you've got to get through the gate anyway. So,
Would have asked. Two would have gone. Run back out. We gotta run back out the other.
I would have dragged you over that goddamn bridge.
I would have just.
We would have also, just to let you know, environmentally, we would have also run constitution checks against heat exhaustion if you had gotten into combat and were being very, very active. So that would have been fun too. But inside, those problems don't exist. So welcome to the
We
next
got
stage.
other problems.
You do have another issue, and I look forward to how this gets resolved. I'll have a map all polished up for you next time. You made it a little differently than I thought you would this game.
We're the lords of heaven now. Wait, no, the other one. Hell.
Wait, the other one, says
The other
Beth.
one.
Wait, no, wait. The other one. The other one. Thanks, Casey, for doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff that Casey does. The arrangement of graphics. The arrangement
We were on the Rise battle map for about 20 minutes, and it was great. Real solid.
It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, Casey. Everybody just give me a-
Cool.
Except for you, Holly.
Is it?
What?
Are we done yet?
Yeah,
We are officially done.
Ollie, what's our go by Bellin?
We've missed you yesterday for this. Go ahead.
Oh shoot.
I had to rap.
I want to hear this.
Really
No, you
nice.
don't.
Yeah, I do.
You too can hear it if you check out that stream's
Our VOD on this channel from yesterday.
Alright, so remember, or no, just remember, always cut out the dragon tongue and use it as a belt.
Okay, alright.
It's designed.
Not your best, but
It's been a month and a half.